Where's? Hit that like button, share, tell a friend. Y'all in here with the Don. It's Duke Sims, the Don. And we waiting on my player partner, my partner in crime, Yael. He will be with us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know he be tearing up the plantation, getting that government cheese up out that job. You know what I'm saying? You ain't turning down no money. You know the dig? Hey, yo, but look, Damu and Kiwe Conversations reacts to Bomb First interview with WACK100. CS2 back. Oh, yeah, this gonna be like that, nigga. We finna flame these niggas up. I know y'all like, why you got that thing on? Well, we got this AC on in the house because it's been kind of hot. We turned off the heater and we've been having the AC on, and that shit got my toothache killing me. So to minimize that, we try to keep that off. But look, Brooklyn, salute, Damu Kiwe Conversation, the smile the real most easty now. The thumbnail is diabolical. That's a fact. Lil Doodles, what's up, baby? Can't wait for this one. Ain't no question. Y'all dying up. Big nasty mouth. TH, salute. Scandalous Los Angeles TV. My brother from another, man. Salute to Scandalous Los Angeles TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call y'all back. What up? Salute. A dose of reality TV. Salute. I was eating popcorn until the thumbnail showed up. Oh, yeah, you might have threw that popcorn up after that thumbnail. That shit was disgusting, right? That was nasty work. Welcome to Damu and Kiwe Conversations. Hit that like on your way in. It's free. Lenny Love. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello. Salute. I'm going to call y'all back. Salute. We stay active in our chucks over here. So when you come in, make sure to like, comment, and stay active in the chat. Hey, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Kid the Barber, shout out to Damu Kiwe Conversation, Duke Sims and Yael. Hey, man, Shalom, family. I see you at Dose of Reality TV. Get them likes up when you come in. Regulate that then, Kid the Barber. You know what I'm saying? Kid the Barber ain't playing no games. He get right to it. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, he said, make sure y'all hit that like when y'all come in. Degante Cobbin, salute. Deuce and y'all. Salute, respect. Hey, man, for sure. All the real ones in the chat. Shout out to Blue Wrench Mob, keeping us solid. Yeah, shout out to the Blue Wrench Mob, always on their motherfucking job. You know what I'm saying? Salute to them, man. Selena, salute to the room. Bless, salute. How you doing, man? I send my blessings to you, man. I hope that y'all all good. I see everybody coming in. Can y'all beam up Phoenix J chat? And who else had come in? I seen somebody else come in with him. I think it was Layla, but she disappeared. Little bit, salute. How you doing, Miss Santa Claus? Big Marcus, Deuce and y'all active. What up, D's nuts? See WACK100 is CS2 back. Hey, bro, this is the show for you because we definitely finna flame that rat ass nigga up. You know what I'm saying? And let me see what we got. Freestyle King, Arkansas here. Salute King Dukes. Hey, salute Freestyle King. Do you really got them flows though? You want to dig what I'm saying? Bless. Use clove power for your toothache, King. Yeah. I use that, but that air is still getting on it. Papa Dirt, Deuce to go. Slime Ball TV with yo looking at. Hey, y'all hit that like button on y'all way in. Where JD's at? To CS2 back runs that fade. I don't want to hear shit. No on Paru. No, I walk the prison yards. No, when I be you, you going to bed. Nothing. For sure. Amir Shaheed, salute, bro. Hey, you know what's crazy? Brother Amin, and brother Aleem Shaheed. Them was the Muslim brothers. I know Steffi Weffy, salute with the red and blue hearts, active chucks, and another salute. I mean, listen, you don't even gotta say salute. That ass just stand up at attention automatically. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Man, go to the dentist, bro. Take care of that too. I'ma go. You know what I'm saying? I might go tomorrow, but the dentist I had, it's an oral surgeon. He only come in once a month, bro. And when I had my appointment, the nigga, he was sick. How is WACK, you say make, how is WACK say you make fake, how is it WACK say you make fake paperwork and put the name CS2 back? Then TD called him Young Back way before you presented the paperwork, if I'm correct. Yeah, not way before, about 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? About 3 weeks before. That's what sent me on one looking for it. We went on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Nino Black, salute to everyone in the chat. Hey, look, so we gonna start this off with a little bit of R&B since y'all taking y'all time and y'all ain't hitting that like button, right? We gonna get this started. Raider Q, salute. De Niro Jones, what up? AJ, whoa, what's happening? G Mac 2 and 1, Damu Kiwe, conversation. All right, so we got this new song, man. Shout out to my brother, you know what I'm saying? A Dose of Reality TV. It's called You All Hoes for That. You know what I'm saying? You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that. Let me see. Buddha Thing Pin Beach, salute. Reggie Wright looking like my 600-pound life. Hey, salute. Hey, they coming up in here. Hit that like button on y'all way in. Mac Red, salute. Leon Knight, sup. Damu Kiwe, sup, everyone. Shifty Bram, shout out to Minnesota for the show. Murder Soda is in the building. You know what I'm saying? But look, I want y'all to check out this song. Hit that like button, share, tell a friend. Y'all in here with Damu Kiwe conversation. The name's Duke Sims. So let's go. Let's turn this up. Y'all gonna like this. Dose Reality TV. I told y'all to go subscribe. Y'all taking y'all times. That's why y'all stay behind.
I talked to dogs. And I think, wait. And I think Mark tried to set the three-way up.
You all hoes for that. 600 a hoe. Wack is a hoe. Reggie is a hoe. You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that. This the story of a plant at death row since way back. Reggie Wright put his spawn, so you know Wack's a rat. 2006 until sad was the murders act. Who's Wack's brother? 2025, still no get back. So Bobby Jones gets the rental, him and Cash is in the catalog. Speeding through real Texas, got cracked with 3 straps. Transfer to Beemore, Texas, on Fed hold, this all facts. This is when Wack first told that rat is a hoe for that. Reggie Ash was not to trust, he could get him off the gas. Introduced him to Deep Pre, the plea of CS2 back. Caught on a way with Money Ma, though dog could smell a rat. From afar says box 1 sour, tried to get him on the jack. The dog ain't go for that, Wack's a hoe for that. You hoes bet 600 a hoe. Wack is a hoe. Reggie is a hoe. You hoes bet. You all hoes for that.
A dose of reality TV.
This is Damu Kiwe conversation. 600 the police. I'm CS2 back. I'm not tripping that because CS2 back is working out for me financially on the legal side. I'm not tripping.
It's the story of a plant, a dead round since way back. Reggie Wright Jr is born, so you know wax a rat. 2006 in Tulsa was the murder sack. Who's wax? Brother 2025, still no get back. So Bobby Jones gets the rental, him and Cash is in the Cadillac, speeding through Wheeler, Texas. Got cracked with 3 straps, spraying friends of Topino, Texas. On Fed hold, this all facts. This is when Wack first told that rat, is a hope for that. Reggie was not distressed, he can get him off the gas. Introduced him to Dupree, the brother CS2 back. Caught on a wallet with money muck, till dog could smell a rat. From afar says box 1, sorry tried to get him on the jack, till dog ain't go for that. Wax a hoe for that. You all hoes for that.
Dose Reality TV.
Reggie is a hoe. You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that.
This is Damu Kiwe Conversation.
You all hoes for that.
A dose of reality TV.
I talked to dogs. And I think, wait. And I think Mark tried to set the 3-way up.
10-4, 12.
Hey, for sure. Good looking out, Macarena. So we gonna start it off that way. That is a dose of reality TV. The team worked on this. You know what I'm saying? We got some more coming for y'all soon, man. Go over there and subscribe to a dose of reality TV. In the meantime and in between time, the link is in the chat. Make sure y'all go do that. Salute. We got the Kiwe pop star in the building.
Man, salute to Deuce M's for holding it down, man, till I came around. You already know what it is at the plantation, planting them seeds so I can see that green. Hey, man, listen. Y'all, hold on, Deuce. Are we on Clubhouse?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, you already know. If y'all on Clubhouse right now, man, salute to the mods that's on their job. Salute to the stage and salute to the goo. Salute to you too, man. Hey, if y'all on Clubhouse, make sure you share the room 3 times so in the hallway we can get our shine, man. Again, salute to Clubhouse. And if you on YouTube live right now, salute to the chat. You already know that's where it's at. Salute to the Blue Wrench mob that's on their job. And if you a friend that tapped in, that told a friend, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this content. Man, you already know what it is, man. Y'all sitting with the most authentic. Y'all got Deuce M's, the Dime, and Yael, the Kiwe pop star. Give y'all this daily heat, this daily information, this gospel, as they would say, the truth shall be revealed. You know why? Because we in the field. Hey, listen, we on YouTube live with it. Y'all sitting with Deuce M's, the Dime, and Yael, the Kiwe pop star. The voices of the West Coast and the culture. Damu Kiwe Conversations.
They said we on the sun with that R&B song. Well, we gonna take the lyrics and put it on some other beats too, and see what that thing do. Laughing my MF ass off. How you make them run off the package though? Monique Hill, salute. Juvie, what up? Salute. Hey, look, Salute Deuce and y'all. Love y'all content. Hey, Donkey Puncher. Hey, man, we appreciate and love your support, brother, and everybody else that's supporting in the chat. But today, Damu Kiwe Conversations react to Bond First interview with CS2 back.
I told you, dude. You better stay off of that. I told you, stay away from me. Veggie don't play. Veggie don't play, dudes. Wee.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Veggie wrong. Check this out. Hey, there go Shortstop in the Field podcast says CS2 a hoe for that. Everybody know he a hoe for that. But look, y'all don't know how much of a hoe he is. So y'all know a couple weeks ago we interviewed Suge. He really got in his feelings, right? Because Suge called him pork butt. You know what I'm saying? See, he didn't think nobody remembered his name around death row was pork butt. You know what I'm saying? So since pork butt want to bring CS2 back over there for an interview, right? Let me tell y'all what really was going on with death row. Since these niggas clout chasing up and riding Suge dick, I want y'all to hear the words from the man's mouth, exactly how this went. Hit that like button on your way in. Tell a friend. Y'all with Yael and the Don Duke Sims. Let's go.
Death Row is something I started in 1991. Tupac passed away in 96. By the time 97 rolled around, I was in prison doing time. After Pac passed away, I was in prison. Death Row, the untouchable Death Row, the company. Death Row was on life support. Breathing by machine. When I paroled in 2001, they're letting Death Row suffer by some idiots start messing it up. I pulled the plug. Anything after that is fake, lies, and it's the cops.
Company starters. I'll tell you, I was one to believe that we shouldn't kept trying to push out. I guess doing it how Snoop doing it, doing Death Row now. You live off the royalties off the catalog. I was big on that. I used to tell shit that all the time. Dog, we good. Trying to put out new artists. We making $6 million to $7 million a year just off on the catalog. Shut this shit down. We both just, and our families and, people, everybody can just live off of this.
Big mess more.
But he wanted to keep it going and he wanted to keep, employing a bunch of people and work his label. Which I gotta, tip my head off to him for not being selfish. Because it was Reggie Wright. We would have been still every year just
They're letting Death Row suffer by some idiots start messing it up.
Dog, we good. Trying to put out new artists. We making $6 million to $7 million a year.
5 years of a 9-year sentence for a probation violation, rap mogul Marion Suge Knight walked out of an Oregon federal prison and flew home to Los Angeles on Monday, and rumors of a name change at the infamous label.
What's the name of your label now?
The Row.
Change. How come?
Definitely it's always going to be Death Row because of the catalog. And the catalog is what you call is like the past. And, the past is the past. And now, with the Row, it's still the same logo, but it's the Row. And I'm proud of the new acts. I'm proud of the future.
I pulled the plug.
He pulled the plug. Remember what he said. everything after 2001 was lies, snakes, and the cops. That's nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Ain't that when Reggie Wright took over? Ain't that when WACK100 came around? Oh, this is some nasty work. But we gonna get into this scandalous video. But before we do that, I really want to get a little bit more in the pork butt, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all how scandalous this nigga was. The nigga put him on, right? Gave him a job. He was a pig. How them pigs and them rats be sounding yeah?
Well, if you talking about Reggie wrong, wee. I told you those don't wee. And then you got a pork butt, and then you got CS2 back. Hey, every time I open my mouth, you already know it's cheese involved. Poison cheese at that.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, hating on Bomb first. Why is we hate? We finna get into them talking about us so they can talk about us, but we can't talk about them. Hey, Nathan, listen, don't shoot Nathan. Let's just educate Nathan because maybe he's ignorant to the facts, right? So we gonna get into the content. We ain't got into the content, but we just setting up the stage, right? Because that nigga got my dick all down his throat. You know what I'm saying? Then he want to call my nigga Scandalous Los Angeles TV my little girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't accepting no disrespect, especially from a pig, you know what I'm saying, that's riding Suge way. These niggas, I got my own way. Ben had my own way. This nigga ain't a paru. This nigga's a pig.
Right,
so
dude.
We gotta, yeah.
Hey, Nathan, it sound like you hating. We gonna have to come on, Nathan. Come on, man. Deuce, hey, he finna educate you.
Yeah, King Buck Wild said Reggie Wright Jr., a.k.a. the plug in the police.
Damn.
Hey, on the dead homies, nigga. Reggie Wright Jr., a.k.a. the plug in the police, nigga. Y'all act like y'all don't know. But let's get into this real quick. Just you said we hating. I'm saying he was hating on Suge. Nigga put that bitch ass nigga on, got his security company in the game, and look how he do my nigga Suge. Let's go.
Damu Kiwe.
But before things get out of hand, open the dad. The dad do what he does. Sometimes it's best not to poke the ball. Reggie. You the guy that said I'd never say your name. You know, I sit back, to the lie. Balling. My building is 70 years. I didn't get an office space to have that only one, the whole floor. About I deal with it. And they would pay big money there to put billboards on each side of my building. And when Nextels came out, people in the area in Beverly Hills wanted to use Nextels. They had to pay me every month to use my antenna so they can use their Nextels. So I heard Red saying, oh, his building, he bought the building from me. Now let's take it off that. He worked for me. Before he was working for me, he was a cop. I ain't never seen a cop. That's a young cop buy a building in Beverly Hills.
I never seen a cop buy a building in Beverly
Hills. I was
Hills.
in prison. So I was in the 90s, of course. First time. I'm in prison. I still have to sign my checks to my employees. So I made a staffer not my name. And I'm the only woman, one woman, only one. I'm old school. I know I can always trust my pops. Pops is super old school. Somebody asked my pops to do something, I don't care who it was. It could be my mama. He'd be like, hey, I heard from my son. That's my man. I don't hear from him. I ain't doing it. If you go like me, only my business. So if somebody had power of attorney, puts a step on the death row side.
Facts, Mark Best.
If my pops had power of attorney, my property, vehicles, publishing, everything else, personal money, personal bank account. So, Redmond Fords, they didn't think I would be out of prison. Nobody did. So they forged my building out my name and put in his name. Only thing that fucked it up was they were so dumb and idiots, they thought that Mr. Lay had power of attorney to my building. So Mr. Lay said it's forgery or regarded as not forgery. It's her signature finding my building over the Reds when she don't have a right to nobody else. Only person who did that is my pops. He never did it. And he go to paperwork to show it wasn't my pop's signature. My father mad about this today. I just talked to him. Crazy thing about it, you take all that money, millions of dollars, whatever it was, not only would you put money in your pocket, you use my profile and that money to buy you a house. Unbelievable. Now, I have nothing to prove to nobody. Let's stay off the good.
So, Veggie wrong is super wrong for believing that Miss Chalet had the power of attorney, forging Miss Chalet's name to steal Suge's building in Beverly Hills. Suge said he's never known a cop to buy a commercial building or have the money to buy a commercial building in Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? So you imagine this, Yael, you in a position where you can help pull and feed a lot of people, a village, right? And you put me in the game, and I got a security company. And who cares if I was an ex-pig or not, right? I got a security company, and you say, hey, look, I got all these artists and stuff up under my record label. We need top of the line, off-duty police to protect the best of the best, right? And you put me in the game, bro. And when you get locked up on a violation, I'm thinking you not getting back out. And all of the cars that's in your company name, I'm stealing them, selling them, letting bitches use them, changing the name, getting all of that, right? Your building in Beverly Hills, I forge it, paperwork on the deed and transfer it to my name, right? Tell me how you gonna look at me after I do that to you while you already down and out, bro. Just tell me that. That's some foul shit, man. Polo family, salute. One Zip, appreciate the content, giving people an insight on LA. I'm from ATL on the East, and it's the Wild Wild West out here. You never know who's next and what's next. Hopefully your bag jump out the safe. Hey, One Zip, appreciate that, them blessings, King, and it definitely is because you speaking it into existence. So that's why he bought Whack Around, he the police. Ain't no question. I'm glad that I didn't even have to break that down. Y'all some really shy people around these parts. Reggie is a cop, and they have reach power that we will never have. Remember Training Day, pure example of a puppet master. No, that's fact. Always cut different. So that's enough about Veggie Wrong right now. See, we can get back to old Veggie Wrong. You know what I'm saying? We'll get back to his ass. You know, he's a biased nigga, right? Matter of fact, no, we ain't getting back to him yet. We ain't getting into the content yet. Hit that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? The hiding behind the mask is weird. I believe you will get further without the damn mask. What is you trying to fiend up off my lips or something? Nigga, what kind of or is that a woman? Just love. You what is you on? You do know Maria stab your ass up. Man, don't worry about it. We doing good. Let's go. So listen to these niggas pushing bias, false narratives, and lies. This was the last time he went live with CS2 back.
Yeah, you got all kind of.
Hold on, here we go. Let's start it back.
I did some little research on him when I was about to go at him, and I heard he got his jaw broke on the yard, and that's a fact.
Yeah, you got all kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, I know they broke his jaw.
That nigga ain't know what he need us to talk about him to have a name. We're gonna leave that nigga in Madison, Wisconsin.
Leave right where he at.
Hopefully his girl have a great last season. You know what I'm saying?
Well, cool. Well, I called your boy Lucy.
So here is CS2 back on Bomb First, and they taking shots at Deuce Sims, right? Talking about hoping my girl, not just me, but at Maria, saying they hope my girl have a great last season because she owns the last bar and rents out rooms to other entrepreneurs, right? So she's a CEO, but she's a hard worker too. Salute to the Mexicanos, some of the hardest workers in America. You know what I'm saying? They come with that work ethic for the most part. You don't want to be stereotypical because I'm quite sure they got some lazy motherfuckers too. But for the most part, in my experience, right? But now they talking about my girl. This is what he allowed on his platform. So when you get somebody saying y'all hating on Bomb First, well, why you didn't go over there and tell Bomb First why they hating on Deuce Sims or the Damu Kiwe conversation? Gregory Womack, salute. Active Chuck's Damu Kiwe conversations. Yael, the pop star. Deuce Sims, the Don, and the chat. Salute, Gregory Womack. The lies they speak, saying I got my jaw broke. Go, I challenge them to bring the medical records to prove any of that. You got your police buddies. Bring the medical records and my C file. I give you permission. But, you know, over there, it ain't nothing but a whole bunch of dick suckers. Niggas that know the truth, you know what I'm saying? And but they don't care about rats. You know, they harbor them over there. Introducing Bitch Dollar 64, right? Guess he says he's from West Covina or something, right? Let's make sure that y'all hear how he was talking back then. Let's go. He over there, he's an exposer now. Let's go.
The second record company. And who was the first artist they signed in that record company was DJ K Slay. DJ K Slay, rest in peace. Wack has been reported to be saying he was DJ K Slay's manager. But it's been reported that K Slay wasn't fucking with Wack at the time before he passed. So it's a whole lot of Wack in places where people don't want him in the places. And it's just looking like Wack is the official hip hop police. He always got the sex tapes. He always got all of the paperwork. He's constantly fighting with his tongue. He's constantly deflecting. He really doesn't want to address these.
And he really doesn't want to address these issues. Hey, salute to the exposers. they seem to be very fond of rats and even pedos and rapists nowadays. You know, you got the boy Quick to Tell Dale, you know what I'm saying? They started with 6ix9ine, Wack had 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got Quick to Tell Dale. Hey, we got a super chat. Yael, can you get that for me, bro? Oh, Yael might still
No.
be
I'm here.
Okay.
We got Degante Cobbins with the $5 super chat. You had Mike and Pippen, Shaq and Kobe. Now you got Deuce and Ya. You.
Oh, my bad.
Deuce and Ya. And Dose and Scandalous and the fucking Dynasty. Keep going, my guys. Salute, King, and Strong. Man, listen, Degante Cobbins, we appreciate you, the chat, and anything and everything that is given to the Damu Kiwe Conversation team is highly appreciated. Salute to you, your family, and your tribe, King.
Hey, Degante Cobbins, first, he write anything we get is appreciated. But those words that you just said kind of figured it out. Deuce and Ya then got where they going, right? And it's just the beginning of a peak of a cliff, right? The Damu and Kiwe conversation. Then you got Yael and Dose, right? Doing the voiceovers and what they got working on with the cartoon visuals and all of that. They got a whole nother lane. Them shorts and shit is finna kill them based upon our culture, right? Then you got Scandalous, Los Angeles TV, the surgical assassin. That nigga chop shit up. And while we talking about Scandalous, I guess this is the best segue to get into the content, right? Shout out my brother, Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Hold on, where is we at? Because I don't see it. Oh, there it go, right there. All right, WACK100 finally admits he's CS2 back. Oh, this is nasty work. Let's go. So, not only the night before last did CS2 back get interviewed by Reggie Wrong, CS2 back, Reggie Wrong had called me the night before. I'm talking about like, it was 3 o'clock here, so at 1 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, this nigga CS2 back, this nigga Reggie Wrong called my number. It was a missed call. I wake up at 3 in the morning. I see the missed call. He said, send me some questions. Wack gonna do an interview, all questions. So these is the questions that I told him to ask, tough questions. So Wack, since Wack been dodging me and running from me since I first exposed his rat ass, right? So he blocked me on Clubhouse about 2.5 years ago, right? So I say, why do you think Greg and Dupree changed your name in the movie Unsolved, but didn't change Tanisha Swan name, who is Tammy Hawkins, or Reggie Wright Jr. name, who we both all know were 137 informants, right? I tell Reggie, ask him, why did the game Cedar Block Paru homies beat you up at the Once Upon a Time, the night Drakeo the ruler was unalive? The third question, why did you lie about the reason your gun case in Texas was dismissed? You claimed it was illegal search and seizure, but the motion to suppress based upon illegal search and seizure was denied, and the case gets dismissed in the interest of justice. What does in the interest of justice mean? 4, why haven't you produced evidence that Trooper Darren Chase or Deputy Torres were charged for sending dick pics to a minor? He tried to claim that that's what it was. And people just sucked it up. Well, not people. just them dick-sucking niggas over there, the Oscar Mayer Mafia, right? Then I said, why did you claim that when your home and truck was raided that only one gun was found? And why would you get Greg Caden to vouch for that lie when he brought Greg Caden to Clubhouse? 6, why did you say that you went to FBI headquarters, 64th floor on Wilshire, to pick up your files and property taken? 7, why would you need to take your lawyer with you to pick up your belongings? 8, you claim when you get to the 64th floor, you seen 6 to 8 FBI agents in flak jackets. You and your lawyer began speaking with these agents in a conference room, correct? 9, so you waived your Miranda rights and you spoke with the agents. You can't talk to the agents without waiving your Miranda rights, especially with your counsel there. Essentially, at this point, it's clear he proffered with the FBI agents, right? In this conference room, you admit that the federal task force agents claim that they had you on 2 different charges, correct? Gun charges and wiretap. 12, if they believe that they had you on an ex-felon in constructive possession of firearms and wiretaps, why weren't you arrested on the 25th when they raided your house and your truck? Because, see, the twist is he went to the 64th floor on the 27th, 2 days after his house was raided. 12, why did Greg Caden say that he met with you again at your attorney's office? See, he admit he went to FBI headquarters on Wilshire, but today I'm going to play Greg Caden admitting that he also spoke with him when he met with Cash Jones and Cash Jones' lawyer at Cash Jones' lawyer's office.
Deuce.
What up?
You done with the questions? Or you got that was all the questions?
No, I still got some more.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because I had one too.
Right? I said, where were you at in your truck when the federal task force pulled your 18-wheeler over? Now, mind you, they were told that it was like Fort Knox inside a Wack house as far as with guns. So they wanted to trick him out of the house and so that he wouldn't be home around all of them guns when they raided. So they had a company contact them to come pick up a big load that they knew he wouldn't pass up the money, and that was how they got him out the house. They didn't allow him to get too far before they busted him and raided his house, handcuffing his wife. Now, we got a couple more questions, right? So, Mark Stevens says that he placed you as security for Ray J in return for you getting Suge Knight on the phone. So you were on Deja 34 payroll as security, right? Well, why didn't investigators Deputy Paul Fournier, Michael Coet include your statement along with Shaquille O'Neal's statement, Mark Stevens' statement, DJ K-Slay's statement, Ray J's statement, and Robert Ross's statement in the Deja 34 investigation? We got all of their statements. But WACK100, who's security for Ray J, who helped plug Mark Stevens with Suge Knight, put him on the phone so that the deal could be done with Koch Records and Ray J. Yet we got all of their statements, everybody who was employees at Deja 34 except WACK100, right? So, 2, why did you introduce Greg Caden as the lead detective of the main event when you brought him to Clubhouse? Greg Caden is not the lead detective of the main event investigation. He was the lead detective of the Biggie murder investigation. 3, how long have you known Marley Marl, right? one of the informants, the Grammy Award-winning informant, on testifying against Big U, right? Then, do you, Luce, and 600 go to Marley's studio to record music for them or for your artists, right? Establishing the relationship he's been having these last several years with them while this investigation was going on. So not only does he have the relationship with the Crip cop, not only does he have the relationship with Loose Coochie Cannon, who he directed, orchestrated, and facilitated the incrimination of Big U on No Jumper into multiple crimes, on academics in multiple crimes. Marley Marl, you have the relationship with him, and then you got the business relationship with the other main informant on the case against Big U, quick to tell Dale Morrison, right? So then I ask him that. How long have you known Dale Morrison? Have you ever discussed any facts of the Big U indictment with Dale Morrison? You claim you have done business with Dale. What kind of business did you do with him? 8, can you show us how living above your means is a crime which allowed the task force to claim probable cause to search your house? 9, September 14, 2021, Loose Cannon drops the cookout, dissing WACK100. Didn't you previously say that Loose Cannon was always working for you and you told him to make that diss record so that Big U would believe that you wasn't working for him? Which would establish that since at least sometime before September 14, 2021, Loose Cannon has been working for federal confidential source 2 back and not for Big U. So those crimes that he claimed were done on behalf of Big U really was done on behalf of Big U's rival and orchestrated and sent Loose Cannon then to incriminate Big U as the culprit. 10, Adam 22 places you at the scene of No Jumper beatdown and says that Loose and his crew came with you. Why should the feds believe why should the people believe investigators have had no interest in interviewing you, corroborating who was at the crime scene to determine who may have had exposure to be charged criminally? So those were all of the questions that I have for him. Yael, you said that you also have some questions before I get into the content. Y'all hit that like button. We're going to get into this ASAP.
Those were some very, very direct questions. And, I had a few questions myself. Why would you say you went to the 64th floor on Wilshire and it only has 17?
Right. That and we know that he always took the 10 on the 2.
Right.
But let's go. Bomani in the chat. Salute. If Reggie was so good at running the label, why didn't they have success under his leadership? CS2 and Reggie always trying to downplay what Suge did in the industry, which show you they're the biggest haters. What's up, Bomani? Salute to the house. You already know. Salute to the B's and C. You know what I'm saying? But look, we was talking about them not reading our questions after he called me at 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock my time, 1 o'clock in the morning Pacific, for me to tell me he was going to be interviewing federal confidential source 2 back the next day. So I make all these questions for Wack. This nigga he let Wack get away with spinning, but he looked so dumb. So the surgeon came in to reveal the truth. We are the truth seekers, scammers, Los Angeles TV. Let's get to my brother, man.
Y'all don't run in the street. The feds run this shit. Law enforcement run this shit.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Reggie and John over at Bomb First brought CS2 back onto their YouTube channel yesterday, giving viewers the chance to ask whatever questions they wanted. Man, Porky really did himself a disservice this time. He told so many lies on Reggie's panel, I decided to break them down in segments instead of doing one long video. Today's segment is going to expose just how much of a liar CS2 Back is. With everything that happened with Big U, it's impossible to ignore the hidden role Porky played in getting people to implicate Big U and themselves in multiple crimes. We already know Porky's been working, which is why today we're going back to CS2 Back. Now Porky is admitting that the CS2 Back paperwork is authentic.
Day before yesterday.
This comes after Deuce pointed out that Officer Greg Kading never claimed the paperwork was fake. Because of that, Porky decided to abandon his lie about Deuce making fake work and adding back to it. Instead, he created a new lie and put it together with his original lie. The new lie is that Deuce made fake work and put his real name, Cash Jones, in it. And he merged that with his original lie, which was that CS2 Back was just a low-level drug dealer and that he himself doesn't sell drugs. The problem with Porky's original lie is that the paperwork doesn't say anything about CS2 Back being a low-level drug dealer. The only reason Porky is lying like this is to cover up the fact that he's actually CS2 Back, the federal informant.
Man, I remember you, man. Reggie Wright and WACK100. Can you please explain to the goofballs the Dill Dog case was a state case, not federal? Correct.
Dill Dog was a state case
yes,
involving all main streets.
The reason Porky emphasizes all main streets the way he just did is because he's trying to distance himself from the speculation.
Real quick, just so y'all know, they're both lying. They done brought a federal confidential source on here to lie to y'all as if it was only a state case because he's been trying to distance himself from having a relationship with federal authorities ever since the Texas case, right? But what we gonna do is I'm finna get y'all these the picture from Greg Kading when I first inboxed him, and he told me he didn't have nothing to do with the Main Street case until with Stutterbox and all of that until later when he helped federalize the case. He even sent me a picture of his diary or calendar, right? Which shows the day he was set to meet with these police to federalize the investigation. It was called the main event. So as we talking, I'm gonna pull it up. Let's get back to the video while I find that, and I'm gonna let y'all see it as soon as I get it. Let's go.
Porky want people to believe that only main streets were involved in this case. And by making it clear that he wasn't directly from Main Street, he's attempting to convince people that he couldn't have been involved. A typical tactic of Porky's used to deflect attention and create a narrative that separates him from any direct ties.
Yes.
Right? Some other shit they threw me in that I was never arrested, never had nothing to do with. One Main Street took the stand on 7 or 8 Main Streets. All you got to do is go pull the work up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was a state case held in CCB court. Well, I'm going to keep it real. Dude, when it took the stand in front of the whole LA, the whole court with streetmen and Muslims, dude walked in that motherfucker, took the stand in front of everybody for about 4 or 5 months and walked out and jumped in his Rolls Royce and drove off.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
I remember Captain Will. You know Captain Will, FOI.
Yeah.
Brother Will.
Yeah.
Brother Will called me and was like, yo, Wack, can you talk to him? I said, bro, talk to him about what? He's fully aware of what he's doing. He's doing it in front of y'all.
Yeah.
What you want me to tell you?
Could you explain his
relationship? I know the answer to this, but a lot of people get him mixed up and calls him Farrakhan's nephew. Could you explain their relationship?
That is Farrakhan's nephew. That's not a lie.
So he's going to explain that Stutterbox is Farrakhan's nephew. But before that, I want to show you how CS2 Back was brought on to bomb first. Their credibility is all the way down the drain with this one. So we're going to go ahead and share this with y'all because I found the Greg Kading, and I want y'all to be able to have evidence that we don't do no capping, right? Oh, this was hilarious. Y'all want to see how I run circles around him? Boom. But the first thing is, boom. So then why did you say, let me see if y'all can see this good. I'm going to pull this up. Oh, y'all can't see it. Boom. Now I can show y'all. Bam. So now y'all hit that like button. We cooking, bro. We going to fry the pigs today, all these pigs. Then why did you say you didn't know what was going on with Stutterbox and the Main Street case? So you were adjoined to the Fed case before it started? Pork rinds. January 10th, 2008, right? Work at 0600 hours, 9 a.m. to 12 o'clock. Detective Bureau briefing with Chief Brennan. Met with whatever the name is, and Mark Arenas. Remember the paperwork I read where it talked about Mark Arenas? Del Dog and bringing the case to basically federalize EOW 2000 Rampart or 20,000 Rampart. This is what Greg Kading tells me. The investigators on the Main Street Crip case asked me to help them federalize their case. I opened up the case as a federal case 2 weeks later. The case name was The Main Attraction, January 2008. What is y'all talking about? This is the man who helped federalize the case. So initially, the sheriff and them had jurisdiction and it was local at CCB court. But what they ain't telling y'all is that the case was federalized. So both of those pigs, the rat and the pig, is now know what DMX was talking about. It's the snake, the rat, the pig, and the dog. Let's get back to the content. But look, I told y'all we always got receipts, my nigga. We always got receipts. Let's Scandalous finish airing these niggas out.
His dad's, his father's sister.
Yeah, something about a sister I know. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, his father's sister is Farrakhan's wife. That's not a lie. That's true.
Scandalous Los Angeles. So you asking me to he told you, I'll get you and your boyfriend on the phone. You know who I call your boyfriend. And we'll call him. And he said he'll get you on the phone with Mark Stevens.
You got to give Reggie an E for effort, because he sure acts like he's protecting Porky. Reggie and Porky both know we don't have to get on the phone with Mark Stevens or Stutterbox. We have all heard both of their testimonies, and both of them said Porky was CS2 back. I want you guys to listen close to what Porky says next, because he completely switches the narrative that he was running before, which is more proof that he is indeed CS2 back.
Now here Mark Stevens. This is the thing, right? Yeah. This is the thing. If you gonna read the real paperwork, not the fake shit dude made. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it. he made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it. If you read it, it says CS2 back. If you read it, it says CS2 back.
Do you guys understand what just happened? Porky just told me that I need to go read the real paperwork, not the fake one that Deuce allegedly made. Porky claimed that Deuce created some fake paperwork and put his real name, Cash Jones, in it. But here's where it gets interesting. Porky then starts telling me what the real paperwork says. He says, it says CS2 back. This is Porky, in front of the entire world, admitting that the CS2 back paperwork is authentic, just like Greg Kading said it was. But that's not even the funny part. The real kicker is that after we released the audio of Greg Kading saying Porky was back, Porky accused Deuce of making fake paperwork. However, when he said this, he didn't mention Deuce putting his real name in it. Instead, he claimed Deuce created fake paperwork and just added back to it.
He's winning credit, some fake work, and add some back shit. You don't see that, use a bozo. I'm done talking about this shit. He's winning credit, some fake work, and add some back shit. You don't see that, use a bozo. I'm done talking about this shit.
But this is what's retarded. If you gonna add something, why wouldn't you just put my real name? If you gonna add some shit and you want to make it believable, just put my real name. Why the fuck would you put something in there that say it sounds like your real name? Like, this is crazy. Dude said, actually, we got the clip. He said, I went and pulled the paperwork myself. Same docket number right here. There is no fucking clause in there with a CS2 back mention. You added that to your paperwork.
Now, fast forward to today. Porky is openly admitting that the real, authentic paperwork actually says CS2 back, which directly contradicts his earlier claims that Deuce added back to it. So now, on Reggie's panel, Porky has completely changed his story, essentially repackaging his lie, which only helps to expose him even further. The contradictions are piling up, and it's becoming clear that Porky can't keep his story straight.
If you read it, it says CS2 back is a low-level drug dealer who's in fear that if found out, his family will be harmed by the main streets. See, these are the things they leave out about the CS2 back dude, right? He's winning credit, some fake work, and add some back shit. Read it, it says CS2 back is a low-level drug dealer who's in fear that if found out, his family will be harmed by the main streets. See, these are the things they leave out about the CS2 back dude, right?
There is no fucking clause in there with a CS2 back mention. You added that to your paperwork.
I really hope you guys can see what's going on here. If you didn't believe Porky was CS2 back before, I hope you believe it now. Initially, Porky claimed that there was no clause in the paperwork mentioning CS2 back, and that Deuce was the one who added that detail. But now, Porky is contradicting himself, saying that the CS2 back paperwork is legit, and that it clearly states CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer. This should be enough to prove to the entire world that the CS2 back paperwork is real, and that Porky the Pyru is, in fact, CS2 back. Porky even told me directly to go read the paperwork, and I'd see that it says CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer. Now I'm just going to tell you all right now, the paperwork does not say that. Porky is lying again. He's a master at spinning stories, but the truth is clear. He's caught in his own web of lies.
I ain't never had a dope case in my life.
Cash App at
If I was a dope dealer, best believe I wouldn't have been a low-level dope dealer. And best believe I don't have no family that I got to worry about that live in the main streets.
I'm not from Main Street. My neighborhood is probably about 18 miles from Main Street. 18 to 20 good miles. So if you go read it, but again, you probably a dude from Scandinavia or something who don't understand what you're reading. You got to tell yourself, well, it gives a description of who this dude is and what he does in the streets. Does it fit my description?
Yeah.
You get it,
Porky knows I'm not from Scandinavia. If I was, his empty spin attempts might actually work. So what I do next is I send Porky a $10,000 challenge, asking him to provide proof before all of Reggie's viewers that the paperwork said CS2 Wack was a low-level drug dealer. You see, these are the uninterrupted lies Porky has been on Clubhouse telling for years. This is the reason he blocked Deuce on Clubhouse. Porky knows the kind of holes Deuce would poke through his lies. So he avoids him like the bubonic plague.
All right, Scandalous, this is Reggie. Tell him I challenge him to $10,000 right now. You have to show it and put it in escrow. Everybody always talking about money, but you put it in escrow. And he said, I'll challenge right now on this live show us where is a CS2 was a low-level drug dealer. Ask him that, Reggie. Okay.
Bro, this is what he got to do, bro. Because the other Deuce M's created a whole fake document where all of a sudden it said Cash Shows. Like, it was crazy.
Okay.
But this is what's retarded. If you going to add something, why wouldn't you just put my real name?
That's why you said the real one when you said it.
All you got to do is go pull it up under Liddell Rawls. That's Dale Dog name.
Okay.
Pull that document up under that paperwork, then read it. Fuck with this bullshit they got. You go pull up Liddell Rawls, right? And then read it.
We're going to get into some of these what you call it. I just read one page of the paperwork. I'm going to read 2 more pages because Scandalous challenged them and Reggie read it, $10,000 bet that WACK100 can't go through the paperwork and show them where it says that CS2 Wack was a low-level drug dealer and a Main Street Crip. See, this is right here is why Scandalous was tricking that, you know, we already tricked him out of 2,000. Scandalous trying to trick him out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
He wants the bag.
Yeah, Scandalous, he tried to bait the niggas so bad. Well, he know he CS2 Wack, so he know the Scandalous was too sure of himself. He was too cocky, right? So
Correct.
Reggie read it, Wack listening, and it says CS2 Wack. See, what Wack is reading, you see this stuff that's crossed out? Huh?
No, I'm listening to you, dude. You said, repeat that one more time for me.
Look at the thing at the screen. You see the paperwork that's crossed out. The part,
yeah, with the line at the top in the right hand. Well, it'll be my right top corner with the X going. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, right. So right there, if I blow it all the way up, y'all should be able. No, that's as much as it go. It says CI2, confidential informant 2.
Wow.
Right. And that's the low-level purchaser of crack cocaine, et cetera, right? You got a CI2, and then you got a CS2. So when his dumb ass can't read no paperwork, you know, you gang goofy from when he was horny for content. You know what I'm saying? You know the nigga don't know how to read no work.
What really happened here is that Porky was spinning. He knows the difference between CS2 and CI2, and he saw that the entire section for CI2 was blacked out with a marker. So why would Porky read the crossed-out section, but completely miss the paragraph underneath it? That just happens to be about CS2 Wack. But hey, it's all out in the open now. We're going to go through that paperwork, just like Porky told us to. And it's crazy, because every time we do exactly what Porky says, all we find are more lies from him. And the blame just keeps landing squarely on his shoulders. The truth is coming to light, and Porky's attempts to spin the story only make his lies more obvious.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store.
Hit that
So
like
we
button.
thought we had one. You know what I'm saying? Scanners try to bamboozle the nigga. The nigga talking about CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer and this and this and this and that, right? No, that's CI2 back. Right?
Right. I'm listening. Yeah.
So CS2 has provided reliable historical information concerning the Main Street Mafia Crip organization. In the history of Main Street, and shout out to the Main Streets, they got a lot of legendary niggas over there that was getting to that bag. Richie Rich, all kind of dudes, right? Dale Dog is one of the most known Main Street Mafia Crip that ever done it in South Central LA, right? Just the accomplishments he made coming up off the east side of South Central LA with his whole crew on. Nigga ain't on till my whole crew on, nigga. He did that. But anyway, CS2 has provided reliable historical information concerning Main Street Mafia Crip organization. Good luck to Wack talking about he didn't ever snitch on nobody. However, CS2 is only aware of certain aspects regarding the organization's criminal activities and narcotic distribution network. CS2 has no knowledge or information regarding the methods in which narcotics are being transported to the Los Angeles area and distributed to Main Street Mafia Crip gang members. Additionally, CS2 is unable to provide information regarding the narcotic customers, flow of narcotic proceeds, and methods that they are using to laundering their narcotic proceeds. CS2 is only able to identify a limited number of Main Street Mafia Crip gang members. Why would you say that it says CS2 back is a low-level drug dealer for Main Street Crip when it makes it clear with this definition he's only able to identify a limited number of Main Street Mafia Crip gang members? How you from Main Street, but you can't identify but a few Main Street Mafia Crip members? The nigga ain't from Main Street. That was one of the clues, you goofy ass nigga. Goofologist 101, nigga. CS2 is unable to provide specific information regarding the organization's extortion activities, methods of monetary collections and distribution of proceeds. CS2 is also unable to provide any information regarding the Main Street Mafia Crip organization. And we got one more page. So look, so with other leaders of the other large gang organizations, CS2 is able to provide limited information regarding violent assaults committed by Main Street Mafia Crips, including shootings, burglaries, and murders. CS2 is unwilling to testify in court against members of the Main Street Mafia Crip because CS2 is fearful of retaliation against CS2 and or CS2's family. CS2 believes that if any member of the Main Street Mafia Crip criminal organization becomes aware of CS2's cooperation with law enforcement, the organization will likely orchestrate the execution of CS2.
Porky tried to create this narrative that CS2 back was a Main Street Crip, but we've just found out that was a lie. He also tried to push the idea that he wouldn't have to worry about his family being harmed by anyone, because they don't live on Main Street. But the paperwork tells a completely different story. It clearly states that CS2 back refused to testify, because if anyone from Main Street found out he was working, they'd quickly arrange for his execution. What's more, CS2 Back specifically mentioned that if anyone from Main Street found out, and he just so happened to live right across the street from Stutterbox, who was from Main Street, he'd be in serious trouble. Porky was afraid that if Stutterbox found out, he'd either come kill him, or he'd expose where Porky and his wife were living, putting them both in danger.
So, does it say anywhere in about CS2? Did y'all see anything that said something about a low-level drug dealer about CS2, not CI2, CS2? Anything about a low-level drug dealer, or just this declaration that this confidential source is a Main Street Mafia Crip member? No. In fact, everything in there seems to indicate that he has limited information about who the Main Streets is, how the insides of how they're laundering their money, where their dope is delivered, but he was able to give them a little, limited amount.
You can't give me an AKA. I ain't never been a back.
Check it out at Planet.
You can't give me an AKA. I ain't never been a back. That nigga. The feds gave you the AKA, old Donnie Brasco ass nigga. We got a super chat. Yaya's kid. Oh, super sticker. $5 super sticker from Yaya's kid. Salute, Yaya kid, man. We really appreciate everything donated to the Damu Kiwe conversation. Blessings to you and blessings to your family, man. Thank you for the support. Mr. Porter, damn, Cocoa City in the building. I will always support anyone who can stand on truth, but we are the seekers of truth. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm starting to think that's my boy Scandalous LA, real voice. It ain't far. It definitely ain't too far. A piece just me. You made it, huh? Hit that like button on your way in. James Trapace, what's up, guys? Lou from the Lou. He owed 100K. I challenged him over a year ago. And that's a fact. He did challenge him over a year ago. What up, Scandalous? Look, everybody love when Scandalous in the thing. Hey, Scandalous, hey, look, bro. I got the Kiwe Pop Store in the building. You can't be getting all the attention when you pull up, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? The Kiwe Pop Store is the superstar, brother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's some nasty work, bro. Papa Dirt, what up? So let's get into some more of this good old stuff. Oh, we cooking their ass today. So remember CS2 Back saying that he went to the 64th floor of the FBI building, and that was when he talked to the feds. Everybody, let me get a 1 in the chat if you remember CS2 Back telling the story about going to the 64th floor of the FBI building on Wilshire. Just let me see some 1s in the chat, and then I'll continue. I ain't going to go into it until y'all show me. BMW 740 boy 1 was popping. Salute. Yeah, okay, we got 1s in the chat on Clubhouse. Okay. So I just want to make sure we ain't got to show no receipts on that. Oh, they going crazy. Everybody know about him meeting with the feds on the 64th floor, but it's only 17 floors, right? Now, I got evidence. Not only did he meet with the feds and have a conversation in the conference room with 6 to 8 FBI agents in flapjackets. Oh, no. This is bigger than Nino Brown, nigga. This is bigger than CS2 Back, nigga. Nigga, this nigga is about to confess that he met with WACK100 and his lawyer at Wack's lawyer's office. This nigga Scandalous tricked the nigga. And y'all just ain't paid enough attention. Let's get into this real quick. Hashtag ETE in the chat. Hashtag ETD. Exposing the debriefers. That's the fuck we do, nigga.
WACK stated that he reached out to LAPD Detective Greg Kading to orchestrate a play that would free Shaq and the main streets. We also reached out to Detective Kading, as we were interested in hearing the details in his words. I'll let WACK tell the story first. Then we'll hear what Greg has to say in response.
The officer Greg Kading and Darren Dupree or some shit.
Yeah.
When we coming outside on the stairway, me and my attorney, they stop us. They say, look, man, we can't afford this harassment lawsuit you filed. You know, I'm beyond the gated community. I'm claiming I'm embarrassed. I got to move my family. My wife is traumatized. She kicked my dough in. I'm putting extras on it, right?
Right.
They said, listen, man. They advised my attorney. My attorney said, look, dude said, drop the case and they owe you one. If you don't drop it, right, then you know what come with that. My attorney's talking to me. He know my personal business and say, you know how you are every day. So you don't really need that in your mix. So I said, well, listen, I don't need no motherfuckers hemming me up every day. We figured out as we figured out. I leave it like that. About 6 months go by, I look at the media. I see they got Shaq tied up. They're making accusations that Shaq paid the Main Street Crips to go kidnap this dude, Stutterbox. It wasn't at LA Live, it was on Sunset Boulevard, right? So they tied Shaq into it. Shaq had did videos with the Main Streets because Box was his dude. They using all this shit against him, saying he's tied into the gang culture and all this shit, blase, 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 right? I call my man Money Mark, right? Money Mark is Shaquille's right-hand man, his business partner. I said, yo, Mark.
I call my man Money Mark. Listen to this story he telling.
Mark, check it out. Call my attorney. Tell my attorney, I said, put you online with that federal officer. Have your attorney call that federal officer to the stand. But first tell him to call Box to the stand. You want him to do one thing and one thing only. Ask Box if he's a federal informant, document it. Everybody from LA is in the courtroom, he's gonna lie. Trust me, I know him, he's gonna lie. When that happens, I'm giving you a jewel because Shaq looked out for me, right? I don't need this favor, so I'm passing it to you. Have your attorney call this Greg Kading in, have him take the stand, and then let him tell the judge and present the documents he had, the fingerprints, all the paperwork, the payments they've been paying this dude every month to show that this dude is a federal informant. At that point in time, Box has perjured himself on the stand. Whatever allegations against Shaq and anybody else tied to the case, they got to kick it out. I lay back. Money Mark calls my attorney. Mark calls my attorney. My attorney called me. I said, yeah, give him that information. That favor they owe me, let them use it. He need it. I don't need it. Because they got Shaq in the trick bag. You can go to Google. That shit is still on Google. They do all that. Sure enough, he get up there, Box under oath, denies it, all this. They call Greg Kading in the motherfucker. Greg Kading's coming with his file, hands it to the judge. The judge open it up. I guess, I don't know, it's some type of contract you sign when you signing up for these type of things, formal programs or whatever. The judge looks at it, calls, makes sure it's authentic, throws the case out. Not only does Shaq walk, but all the Main Street Crip walk too that day out of court. That's how that happened.
All right then.
Damn, Wack, you the one that saved Shaq then.
I saved
Right, I was about to say
and
that.
all the Main Streets. It's real shit.
Okay, all of that is absolute bullshit, except for the fact we met him at his lawyer's office. We sat down. We said, "Here's the deal, man. We've had this case against you. We came up."
What? All of that is straight bullshit.
Shaq then.
I saved.
We met him at his lawyer's office.
It's real shit.
Okay, all of that is absolute bullshit, except for the fact we met him at his lawyer's office. We sat down. We said, "Here's the deal, man. We've had this case against you. We came up empty-handed. Sorry that you got caught in the middle of this. Somebody put your name out there. We didn't know any better, so we followed. We gave fucking Stutterbox the benefit of the doubt. Here we are. Was there an apology? Nah, I don't know. It's my style to kind of apologize. Sorry you had to fucking go through this. But nonetheless, it is what it is. the idea of suing us, fucking bullshit. Us having an agreement like we owe you one, bullshit. The idea of him having anything to do with the trial of when Stutterbox went to testify, and the thing fell apart. Cash had absolutely nothing to do with any of that. So he's just taking all of these pieces of information and putting them together like he was the puppet master. It's all absolute bullshit.
Well, I'm gonna answer that question. I'm gonna answer that question for you, Scanless. So, right there, he said, "Why did Porky just call Greg Kading a federal officer?" Because Greg Kading was deputized as a federal officer. So was everyone else on the federal task force, right? I think they were all deputized. Not all of them. I know Greg Kading and Darren Dupree were deputized as DEA agents, right? They wore DEA badges as the Joint Task Force, which gave them federal jurisdiction so they wouldn't be confined into the realms of just LAPD in that division, right? They could go interview Mark Stevens in Atlanta, right? So that's the first thing. Second, so we got a deputized federal agent who is the lead detective of the task force on the Biggie murder investigation, admitting that WACK100 met with them at WACK100's lawyer's office, right? Now, WACK has never told us about meeting with the federal task force at his lawyer's office. So that means not only did WACK100 meet with the federal task force once on the 64th floor in the upper conference room. Let's get hashtag upper conference room in the chat. Upper conference room in the chat, right? No. They had to do it twice. So it'd be twice as nice, you know. They met up at WACK100's attorney's office. Oh, that means they had a whole lot to talk about, nigga. That nigga was singing on a Sunday like he was in the choir. April 27, 2008 was the date. WACK100 went to go talk to the feds. Let me turn this off real quick. We're going to go back up to there and show y'all proof of that date, because, you know, some people don't know that we got to show receipts over here. You know, it's kind of like a prerequisite. You know what I'm saying? That kind of like what separates us from the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Journalistic research. We're hood journalistic research. But we're going to get into this real quick, right? So I'm pressing this nigga. And here it goes right here. Let me share this with y'all real quick, right? So bam. Now y'all can see it for yourself. This is from Detective Greg Kading. He admits that the search warrant for Cash Jones' house was for Friday, and his truck was for Friday, April 25th, 2008. The Joint Task Force raids his house, just as this Joint Task Force just raided Big U's house and all of his houses looking for, right? But April 25th for Friday, right? Then they meet with Cash Jones, an attorney, Sunday, April 27, 2008. That was on the 17th floor. But WACK says it was the 64th floor, right? Who cares what floor it was? The point is, it was at FBI headquarters. WACK100 told us that. But what he didn't tell us is that wasn't his only meeting with the Joint Task Force. See, he had a lot to say. He had a lot to say. You want to know why? What did Reggie ever do for Death Row Records other than drive it into the ground? And in that R. Bruce, you won't get an argument up out of me. Ancestors, hear me. Remove all no good turncoats off the planet Earth. Thank you. Hey, that's a fact. But let's get to this, man. We got almost 500 people in the chat. Hit that like button. We cooking right now. And we going to continue to cook. So, WACK100. Let me see how y'all acting like that. Yeah, I thought the case wasn't federal. Of course he don't want you to know. But Greg Caden is the federal officer he told Mark Stevens to contact, right? And he called him a federal officer, right? Greg Caden said he federalized the case, right? Nigga got power in that courtroom, man. Yeah, liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, they got him. He down bad. Peach, I'm serious. Facts that all pigs must go. I know 100. Hashtag the upper conference room, nigga. 64th floor, laughing my ass off. Cash got a bad Bushwick Bill body. The upper room. That's one tall ass building. Yeah, hell yeah, that's a tall ass building. That's one tall imaginary building. No, that's a fact. Y'all peeking and not speaking, hit them lights. Yeah, hit them. Come on in the room. So let's get to that real quick. We could get into some of that real quick since we already there, and then we could get back to the other content afterwards. The upper conference room.
Damu Kiwe conversations.
Oh yeah, Charger City, salute. Stay on subject and don't read the comments in the middle of making your point because you can lose the audience. Hey, you know what, Charger City? I appreciate that advice. You know.
Hey, Lamonte. First off, Barger Biddy. Hey, listen, you don't gotta tell him nothing. Whatever the Damu gonna do, he gonna do it. But guess what? If he lose the content, he losing it because I'm bending the narratives. I'm bending them, and I don't want you niggas to find out.
Are you bending the narratives like Mika bent you over and stuck them fingers in your booka?
Nigga say in your booka.
Nasty work, bro. But yeah, let me get to this real quick. All right. They said we was losing them with the content, man. And I don't want to do that. So let me go ahead and get up here real quick, right? Because what we could do is make sure that everybody understand what's going on. We don't need to go in the Greg Caden thing no more, man. We pretty much got everything up out of that one. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't know though is that boom, here we go. So let's get to this. Caden and Dupree tell WACK100. Cause I know some of y'all might not be familiar with this.
Damu Kiwe conversations.
Second thing they had against me, they press play, wiretap. This is why I know when I hear certain wiretaps was conspiracy, how they get you. They got me on the phone. Said, yeah. All right, what you got? Said, we got a special move. Where it's coming from? Down by National City, down by Tijuana, Mexico. Yeah. All right. It's gonna be kind of heavy, but you know, it'll pay you 23,000 one way. Where it's going? Seattle area, Seattle, Bellevue, Tacoma, multiple stops. You know, get it to them before they close 9 hours. You straight. All right, no problem. I'll be down there to get it. You chilling with the answers. So they turned off the thing. They like, well, you know, our confidential informant is saying you moving drugs with Suge Knight. I said, moving drugs with Suge Knight. Now, me personally, I've never heard Suge involved in the cocaine, the drug dealing, none of that shit. So I'm looking at it like they crazy because I know what recording they got. I said, well, can I make a phone?
How you know what recording the feds got? Huh? How you know what recording the feds got? But that was one, right? That was one.
How you know to get to the feds? Like,
yeah, I know what car they got. You know what car they got because you know what illegal move you did, and that was with that Louisiana girl, and or you dropping the Addy, dropping the low on Stutterbox to Del Dog in the Main Street Crips. The niggas went and created some fake work and added some back shit. Wack said that the feds turned the recorder off, nigga. Nigga, imagine that. Nigga, you in there with your lawyer and they telling you, look, we got you on wiretap. Hey, we got these pistols on you, right? And then the next thing you know, they turn off the thing. But look, we can keep this between us. All we need to know is who killed Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you. We want Suge. You know what I'm saying? That's how that went, bro. And what do you know about Stutterbox in these Main Street Crips? You know Box the one that gave you up. Hey, you got to put it in the chat, bro. JB, my phone finna die. I got some content for y'all, though. But they done told him they got him on the guns. He up in the upper conference room. Nigga, that nigga's shaking like a snitch at a gangster party, man.
Hey, Lamonte. Hey, listen, homie. It's the upper conference room. You gotta, hey, listen, you ain't a real Damu until you move like B. Listen, it's the upper conference room. When I went to the 64th floor, the conference rooms was bopping.
Oh, they were bopping.
They had flap jackets.
This nigga got shit.
That nigga was ready to eat, snitch.
So we want to show some of the hypocrisy in CS2 back, telling these various stories, right? With CS2 back, right? Let me see, which one is this one? Let's see what they was talking about on this one.
An entertainment personality. He has been involved in the hip-hop industry and has managed several artists. WACK100 is also known for his outspoken nature and has been involved in various controversies and public disputes. Managers and label heads get things done, and Wack assumes those roles for artists like Game and Blueface. But Wack's controversial comments, like his recent thoughts on Mark Stevens and Big U, have taken precedence in the news cycle. Wack believes the media's focus on the controversy is par for the course for him, a 46-year-old formerly incarcerated Pacoima, California native who says he was the first minor in the California state prison system at just 16. He came home in 1999, learned about the music game through working security for former Compton police officer Reggie Wright Jr., and propelled himself into an increasingly important position in the music industry. Wack is a frequent user of Clubhouse, where he single-handedly birthed an ecosystem of YouTube pages that screen record the arguments he has with everyone, from Spiderloak to Jim Jones. The blogosphere thrives off negativity, and his most fiery moments feed that hunger.
Hey, real quick, let me answer this question. And in that R. Bruce asks, they portray Wack in that Greg Kading movie Unsolved with a change name? Yeah. Alonzo Zoe Scott. Alonzo Zoe Scott.
Wait a minute. We forgot. You know what? I forgot about Alonzo Zoe Scott. I forgot about AZS
in the chat. AZS in the
chat. Put that in the chat now, dudes. What the Alonzo? Hey, is he Puerto Rican? Like, oh, you know me, papi. You know I'm ready to go tell you.
Which fuels a perception that he's naturally contentious. He's been condemned by some for moments like his live-streamed argument with former Blueface artist Chrissy and Rock, or his taboo opinions of artists like Tupac and Nipsey Hussle. A few months ago, Wack took to Clubhouse to enlighten his listeners and inform them about his hidden involvement in the high-profile lawsuit that accused Shaquille O'Neal and 7 Main Street Mafia Crips of kidnapping and extorting Robert Ross, a.k.a. Stutterbox. Wack stated that he reached out to LAPD Detective Greg Kading to orchestrate a play that would free Shaq in the main streets. We also reached out to Detective Kading, as we were interested in hearing the details in his words. I'll let Wack tell the story first. Then we'll hear what Greg has to say in response.
Officer Greg Kading and Darren Dupree or some shit.
Yeah.
When we coming outside on the stairway, me and my attorney, they stop us. They say, look, man, we can't afford this harassment lawsuit. You know, I'm beyond the gate. I'm claiming I'm embarrassed. I got to move my family. My wife is traumatized. You kick my dough in. I'm putting extras on it, right?
Right.
They said, listen, man. They advised my attorney. My attorney said, look, dude said, drop the case and they owe you one. If you don't drop it, right, then you know what come with that. My attorney's talking to me. He know my personal business and say, you know how you are every day. So you don't really need that in your mix. So I said, well, listen, I don't need no motherfuckers hemming me up every day. We figured out as we figured out. I leave it like that. About 6 months go by, I look at the media. I see they got Shaq tied up. They're making accusations that Shaq paid the Main Street Crips to go kidnap this dude, Stutterbox. It wasn't at LA Live, it was on Sunset Boulevard, right? So they tied Shaq into it. Shaq had did videos with the Main Streets because Box was his dude. They using all this shit against him, saying he's tied into the gang culture and all this shit, blase, 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 right? I call my man Money Mark, right? Money Mark is Shaquille's right-hand man, his business partner. I said, yo, Mark, check it out. Call my attorney. Tell my attorney, I said, put you online with that federal officer. Have your attorney call that federal officer to the stand. But first tell him to call Box to the stand. You want him to do one thing and one thing only. Ask Box if he's a federal informant, document it. Everybody from LA is in the courtroom, he's gonna lie. Trust me, I know him, he's gonna lie. When that happens, I'm giving you a jewel because Shaq looked out for me, right? I don't need this favor, so I'm passing it to you. Have your attorney call this Greg Kading in, have him take the stand, and then let him tell the judge and present the documents he had, the fingerprints, all the paperwork, the payments they've been paying this dude every month to show that this dude is a federal informant. At that point in time, Box has perjured himself on the stand. Whatever allegations against Shaq and anybody else tied to the case, they got to kick it out. I lay back. Money Mark calls my attorney. Mark calls my attorney. My attorney called me. I said, yeah, give him that information. That favor they owe me, let them use it. He need it. I don't need it. Because they got Shaq in the trick bag. You can go to Google. That shit is still on Google. They do all that. Sure enough, he get up there, Box under oath, denies it, all this. They call Greg Kading in the motherfucker. Greg Kading's coming with his file, hands it to the judge. The judge open it up. I guess, I don't know, it's some type of contract you sign when you signing up for these type of things, formal programs or whatever. The judge looks at it, calls, makes sure it's authentic, throws the case out. Not only does Shaq walk, but all the Main Street Crip walk too that day out of court. That's how that happened.
All right then.
Damn, Wack, you the one that saved Shaq then.
I saved
Right, I'm about to say
and
that.
on Main Streets. Just real shit. Okay, all of that is absolute bullshit, except for the fact we met him at his lawyer's office. We sat down. We said,
We met him at his lawyer's office. Nasty work, but all of that is bullshit. But Money Mark said that he was playing both sides, getting information from Stutterbox, running back. But we got some super chats. Yael, can we get to these 2 super chats, brother?
Hey, Doodle Sims. Hey, look, I am Alonzo. I'm gonna read the super chats. But hey, listen. I'm gonna read the super chats. Listen to me. We got Wu Tycoon at 1999 super chat. So look, he's smashing. Then we got Drew V with the $10 super chat for the most consistent, positive, truthful content information. Yes. Information with the most active chat, love and blessings to all. Hey, Drew V, Wu Tycoon, we love you. Thank you. Anything that is due to the Damu Kiwe conversation is appreciated from Yael and Blue Elves. Salute to your family, your tribe. That you know, because listen, Papi, I don't do drugs. Papi. I don't do the fence flap jackets. They for come for me. I help you. I help them.
Hey, so check this out. I want you to check this out because we got a couple more videos. We be getting up out of here in about probably the next 45 minutes. So we coming downhill on it now. So this is the content. WACK100 reacts to Big U's Cali homie about Reggie Wright and fake paperwork on Clubhouse. Let's get to this since we're talking about this paperwork stuff. Him and Veggie Wrong, always together.
Reggie Wright, who rocks with Wack, put a strike on Deuce on his channel for reacting to one of his videos. He been going at Reggie too. Let's see how it plays out, man. Let's get to it.
Hey, Wack, I went in a room today and they said that we've been talking about them for 4 years.
every 18 months we respond. That's it. We don't even know them people is, bro. They didn't change room names. They didn't change this, change that. They acted like over the last 2 months, they ain't been embarrassed and humiliated. Have they even addressed Yael yet?
No, that's their big homie. Yael's their big homie.
Wow. You got to remember, they think in dude head, dude still, he's so far down there. He's like, all right, I got Big U. Nigga, that's a platform. Nigga, that, where, when? When? Nigga, the Muslims didn't call in and denounce the nigga.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
But guess what? They hear him saying, call the police. I'm called the police. They see the nigga pressing charges. They hear him say press charges, and they said they over there really trying to come up with an explanation. This is why you can't respect it. Over here, your ass do something, we gonna cook your ass. I don't give a fuck who you is. You do some weird, we gonna let you know you's a weirdo.
Right.
That's it. How the you over here running a narrative on some you ain't got nothing on, but now here goes a situation you got everything on. Dude feels mad today. He emailed Reggie Wright, asked Reggie Wright to take a strike back. Reggie Wright told that nigga, call Wack. If he tell me to do it, I'll do it. He went crazy. I'm gonna sue you and Wack. Yo, this funny as read this. This is hilarious. That nigga say he suing us both, boy.
Now I know what it feel like.
Look, he says, greetings. I'm Deuce M, CEO of Active Chucks Entertainment.
I'm writing to ask, why would you strike my reaction video to your content? I'm new to this YouTube creator stuff.
They said earning a degree would keep me in demand, but some degrees are more valuable than others. Take cybersecurity.
I mask. I think you're trying to say I ask. I ask that you rescind your strike, and I won't react to your videos in the future. Thank you for your time and patience. Lamonte Deshaun Sims Sr. Senior is lowercase SR. Their response. The first response is, tell him that's between you and Reggie Wright. I heard the BS you've been spreading, knowing Reggie and my relationship. You can do or say what you want about Reggie, but do not use our content to diss Reggie. He comes back, right? And then they followed up with, he comes back and says, if you rescind the strike, I will not use your content. That's Lamonte Sims. Reggie and them respond and say, Reggie said deal with WACK to get it cleared up. You're talking bad on Reggie and WACK100 anyway. A lot of what you're saying was not accurate, just to let you know. Look what the bozo come back with. I can see this nigga up grill, Cyclops eye and all, right? He said, then I challenge Reggie to debate me on whatever you say is not accurate. No, I'm not talking about Reggie because dirty cops, rat gangsters are the worst. Invertebrates with no backbones. Tell confidential source 2Back, aka the Whack Boy, to meet me at the dam in his hood. Unless he wants to see me about defaming my name and brand, then I'll see his in court for civil action.
He want to fight and sue?
Bro, that's the big you. You want me to drop the case? Come to the hood. Bro, listen, my nigga. Lamonte is taking on the ways of a Crip reject. Now, I got him. That's all that just happened today. He said, debate me then. Nigga, ain't nobody giving your dry ass no content, boy. Take that strike, shut the fuck up. Nigga just crazy. He was real proper. I'm smelling. He was like, hi, I'm Lamonte Deuce M's. I'm the CEO of Active Chucks.
That nigga said the senior was lowercase.
Yeah, I swear to God it was. You think I'm playing? Boy.
That nigga said he wrote a formal email. He tried.
That nigga wrote a formal. He tried to. I can see that nigga sitting there. Look, I can see that nigga sitting there like I used to watch him in prison with the big ass pencil with no eraser at the top, pressing hard as a mother. Pressing real hard on the paper. The THE. Hard as a mother. Right? Talking and pronouncing, trying to pronounce it while they talking. Nigga, 31 years old. But he could write every gang set on the wall imaginable, but couldn't write an 8-line letter home.
So that was him and Reggie teaming up and striking our page because we reacted to his content, and it was like a 1 minute clip. Them niggas really reported a nigga. But that's when you know you getting under their skin. You know what I'm saying? But look, we got something for y'all, man. Let's go to Reggie Wright addresses at WACK100 CS2 back. Yeah, we on Veggie and CS2 right now.
So egregious or whatever, because to my knowledge,
position was.
What is Reggie's problem with Gene? All these questions that get answered, man. Let's get to it.
Let me get this last question, Reggie. I just thought of something. When I first released the paperwork I got from Mark Stevens on the investigation in the Main Street case, within 5 minutes of me opening the room, WACK100 had you and Greg Caden on the stage. And at that point, you guys didn't question the authenticity of the paperwork. The position was that WACK100 wasn't the person on the phone. Well, through a lot of other evidence that has come out after that, even Greg Caden admits that was WACK100 on the phone. Why would you still continue to side and defend this dude? Like, what's your bond?
When did Greg Caden confirm that it was Wack, though?
Oh, so Reggie, you want to play dumb? Well, I don't think you got to play, but that's what you want to do? Okay, look, don't worry about it. We got something for you. Man. You know what I'm saying? Since you want to play dumb, like you don't know what's going on, right? I think these is the clips right here. Let's get into this. Oh, yeah, let's go. Here we go right here. Boom. He said, when did Greg admit that that's Wack? Let's go.
Del Dog did actually take place. And Mark Stevens is saying, I hear you, Greg. But even without them doing that, the conversation with Mark Stevens and Del Dog did actually take place. And Mark Stevens is saying the person who called him looking for Del Dog's phone number was Wack. Mark said he doesn't know anyone named Back. So why would they put some fake person that Mark has never ever talked to in the transcripts?
No, I get that. See, we are totally in agreement. The conversation is Wack, obviously. The conversation is Wack, obviously.
I hear you, Greg. But even without them doing that, the conversation with Mark Stevens and Del Dog did actually take place. And Mark Stevens is saying the person who called him looking for Del Dog's phone number was Wack. Mark said he doesn't know anyone named Back. So why would they put some fake person that Mark has never ever talked to in the transcripts?
No, I get that. See, we are totally in agreement. The conversation is Wack, obviously. The conversation is Wack, obviously.
So, Reggie, wrong. You steadily talking about when did Greg Caden admit that was Wack on that wiretap talking to Mark Stevens? You still denying that? Huh? Oh, we got something for you, boy. We got something for the orca.
Hey, Lamonte, I told you already.
Uh-huh.
Alonzo Scott, that's my Puerto Rican. Hey, that's my Puerto Rican side.
Puerto Rican. Oh, CS2 back to Puerto Rico.
El Omante is my Puerto Rican. El papi is my Puerto Rican. You say, don't tell me nothing. Okay, don't tell me nothing, papi. I'm gonna tell you.
This nigga Yael is a nut. He gets slapped in the virtual world and slapped in the real world. Nasty work, bro. So look, hey, Veggie Wrong. Let's go ahead and play this. He said that Deuce Sims changed. Not only is that Wack on the wiretap telling them that the phones was compromised and Box was compromised. He also says that the paperwork, doesn't the paperwork says CS2 back? Let's go.
Yeah, I said Del Dog.
You said CS2 Wack. It doesn't say that, does it?
Yes, it does.
Doesn't it say CS2 back?
Yes, it says CS2 back.
Okay, well, do you know what you just said?
Yeah, I said Del Dog.
You said CS2 Wack. It doesn't say that, does it?
Yes, it does.
Doesn't it say CS2 back?
Yes, it says CS2 back.
Okay, well, you know,
So Greg Kading also confirms that the wiretap says CS2 back. So that's WACK100 on the wiretap, and the wiretap and the paperwork actually says CS2 back. I'm just saying, hey Reggie, look, man, you done fuck with the wrong niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? You over here protecting this rat. Let's hear this rat real quick. Let's hear this rat just lying. Let's go. Share this with y'all. Now we on. Little clip.
The initial case, from what I understood, was the investigation of the murder of Biggie Smalls, which was being handled on the Fed side. The initial case, from what I understood, was the investigation of the murder of Biggie Smalls, which was being handled on the Fed side. The initial case, from what
So WACK100 is talking about that the initial case is the Biggie murder. That's why they went after him, right? Now, also, where Wack says that the paperwork was fake, well, I got a clip, a couple clips, where WACK100 admits that he went to Big U house with the paperwork exposing Stutterbox. So he knows that the paperwork is real. Big U and them got the same work. Let's get into it.
Leave it alone, because I got all the work. Now, what nigga ain't been number Crip selling? I've been trying to leave it alone, because I got all the work.
Yo, I asked him, I
take the
said, I
work
want
to
to
a
see the
Crip.
work.
I take the work to a Crip and say, homie, he say, Wack, I'm reading this shit. He a Muslim, but the nigga be knowing shit. We gonna keep it close enough to see him, but far enough to where he out our business. This 2008, I don't fall out with Big U till 2020 when he goes in my building on some sucker shit in New York and E1 with Suge on the phone after I buried Suge mama, because didn't nobody else do it. They selling dinners out the motherfucking house. He broke, he fucked up, he gotta call the truck driver. Hold on. He gotta call the truck driver. I can pull up the wire receipts. That's why he don't never say I'm lying. Because you know I wired that bread, the dress, the casket down. What nigga ain't been number Crip selling? I've been trying to leave it alone because I got all the work.
Yo, I asked him, I
take the
said, I
work
want to
to a
see the
Crip.
work.
So what? How could I have made up the work if you got all the work and you took it to the Crips? To Big U, telling him that Stutterbox was snitching. But then what you ain't saying is that if you got all the work, Big U got the same work I got. Mark Stevens got the same work I got. I'm just saying, my nigga, you can't have it both ways. Let's see what else he say right here. I think this was another clip where he admit to more of the same. If you had to work, how could I make the work? I don't know you. Nigga, you ain't never been in my presence. Nigga, I would have knocked your bitch ass out. Fact. So how you got the same work, but I made fake work? Come on, let's get to this.
That was over with. Paperwork he got on Stutterbox, that's from 2008. He read that shit. We both read it together. They both Crips, they both Muslims. So I put it in his hands. Been bagged up. That was over with. Paperwork he got on Stutterbox, that's from 2008. He read that shit. We both read it together. They both Crips, they both Muslims. So I put it in his hands. Been bagged up. That was over with.
So he said that was over with. He been had to work. He took it to the Crips. And because Big U and Stutterbox is Muslims, Big U said, I ain't doing nothing to him. That feed that nigga with long handle spoon, stay away from the nigga. Right? So, Reggie, you want to fuck up the credibility of Bomb First? Not that y'all had none. I mean, you were always the liaison, right, between the police and the rappers, right, and the street niggas, right. Listen to this. This is you. My bad. I forgot you didn't have no credibility. We gonna get you in on this play. Put me in, coach. Listen to his get down, though. This is his demonstration.
It was just some dudes from the South Side, is all they knew. I was the one talking back then. I was the liaison between me and the police. I was the one feeding information. I'm the one that took Edie and Gaddafi down to Compton Police Department to meet with Las Vegas Police Department, with Las Vegas PD to identify. They were going to identify him.
Identify who?
Baby Lane.
Aha.
It was just some dudes from the South Side, is all they knew. I was the one talking back then. I was the liaison between me and the police. I was the one feeding information. I'm the one that took Edie and Gaddafi down to Compton Police Department to meet with Las Vegas Police Department, with Las Vegas PD to identify. They were going to identify him.
Identify who?
Baby Lane.
Aha.
So he was the liaison between the police and the streets, crooked, playing both sides the whole time. But hey, Reggie, you know, I know how you was getting treated, pork butt, at Death Row. Suge told us how they used to treat you and look at you, pork butt. But since you act like you don't remember, I guess sometime CS2 Back got to remind you. So he sent Short Bus Loose lips, loose bowels, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Radio, nigga. This nigga sent radio at you, nigga, to whip you back into submission. Make you remember how they treated you at the road. Let's go.
I told your fat ass to not speak up on me, right? What is you good at? Because, nigga, everything that you did, you failed at. It was a failed cop, a failed Paru, a failed everything. The only thing you good at is sitting your fat ass on that fucking couch talking shit, bitch. I told you. Now I'm going to upload that story where you said. Coming soon, sweetheart. Reggie Wright. Listen, fat bitch. I told your fat ass to not speak up on me, right? What is you good at? Because, nigga, everything that you did, you failed at. It was a failed cop, a failed Paru, a failed everything. The only thing you good at is sitting your fat ass on that fucking couch talking shit, bitch. I told you. Now I'm going to upload that story where you said. Coming soon.
The nigga said got caught blowing Reggie Wright spokes out. Nigga, this nigga was all in the Duke shooter, nigga. Loose coochie cannon. Whack little fuck boy coming at the orca like that. See, Veggie wrong. I told you can't fuck with us, nigga. You fucked up bringing that rat nigga on there. You asked us for the questions. I gave you the questions, nigga. You didn't ask them. You want to know why? Because if you would have asked them, there would have been zero doubt about CS2 Back. There would have been zero doubt that he'd been working with the feds since 2006. There would have been zero doubt that this nigga just orchestrated the indictment on Big U. But since you didn't do it, it's okay. We gonna tell the story again. Shout out to my boy Kip Cammy 11. Y'all go subscribe to him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get y'all into the story of Deja 34 as opposed to just the Main Street investigation. See, the Main Streets was already under federal investigation. Then when the Shaq shit happened, then it got their sheriff's investigation ended up getting federalized, and then that's what happened. Let's get into this, man.
On the night of February 10th, 2008, a man by the name of Robert Ross went into a convenience store in West Hollywood. He was then kidnapped at gunpoint and was forced to drive to a home in South Central Los Angeles, in the territory of the Main Street Mafia Crips. There, he was beaten, robbed, and demanded to return Shaquille O'Neal's sex tape. Stay tuned. Let's turn back the clock. The year is 1992, and Shaquille O'Neal roared his way from LSU all the way to the NBA, where he became synonymous with both power and finesse. Quickly, he became one of the league's most dominant players and one of the US's most popular celebrities. As a literal larger-than-life figure, Shaq also dominated off the court, starring in movies, Pepsi commercials, gracing video game and magazine covers, making wrestling appearances, and topping the charts with one of his most dear passions, rapping, spitting on the mic. Along names such as the notorious B.I.G., Nas, and Jay-Z, the big Aristotle showed his chops on the mic, even featuring on a Michael Jackson single. Yeah, seriously. Of course, Shaq doesn't get a King of Pop or Jay-Z feature by just dunking a basketball. He was actually an adept rapper for his time period. And although he already had millions of dollars, worldwide fame, and basically anything that he wanted more. He called himself a Renaissance man. And hey, he was Shaquille O'Neal, man. Whatever he wanted, he got. No diddy. So it's a year later now. Fresh off a Rookie of the Year campaign, Shaq founded his own record label called Twism Records, with Twism standing for The World Is Mine. Fitting. While being one of the league's best players from out the gate.
Is it true that you're the only rookie that was ever named Player of the Week in the first week?
Yes, it is. I had a pretty good week.
He was also recording with some of the hottest artists in the 90s, the first of which being a rap group called Fushnikins, one of Shaq's childhood idols. The record was a song they'd already recorded, called What's Up Doc, Can We Rock? They added Shaq last minute as a feature, and the song blew up. Coming out in the summer of 1993, it was a top 40 Billboard hit. To compare, Tweaker by Jello Ball is a top 30 Billboard hit, and look where it got him. So yeah, Shaq was hot stuff. It was actually fire, for the time at least.
What's up, Doc? I'm the Hooper, Viper, protective Viper. When I'm out the hooping, yo, you better decipher.
That single showed that Shaq could hold his own in the booth, and many more records followed. What's Up Doc became the lead single of Shaq's first project, called Shaq Diesel, which went platinum, selling over 1 million copies. Buoyed by this massive success, Jive Records, the label that put Fushnikins and Shaq together in the first place, offered him a 3-album, $10 million deal.
Agent called and he said, bro, you're not gonna believe this. And I said, what? He said, they offer you a $10 million 3-album deal. And I was like, I gotta take it.
The next album he dropped was called Shaq Food, The Return, where the first song was No Hook, featuring RZA and Method Man.
The Shaq attack has risen. Roll call 3 p.m. This is Twism. Always and forever.
The album went gold, selling about 500,000 copies. After this, Shaq left Jive Records and partnered with Interscope, where in 1996 he dropped the best album from any athlete ever, You Can't Stop the Rain, featuring the notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, Nas, and Rakim. For my younger audience, that's like Jello dropping a project with Drake, NBA Youngboy, Lil Uzi, and damn, Cardi. Shaq was stamped in the music game. Just a few months prior, Shaq made the bombshell announcement that he'd be signing a 7-year, $121 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. From there, he became the legend that we all know. On the music side, he commemorated his move with the track Straight Playing. Symbolizing the arrival of Shaq Diesel on the West Coast. Now, comparatively speaking, You Can't Stop the Rain didn't do that well, selling 200,000 copies. Shaq did one more album, partnered with Records, in 1998, which featured Kobe Bryant in a song called 3 Times Dope. However, Kobe wasn't credited because of label issues or something like that. But it's out there. I'll play a snippet right now.
I reach destinations with split-second acceleration. In the capsule of time to witness your bone evaporation.
When Phil Jackson came into the picture, Shaq let rapping take a back seat. And during the three-peat run in LA, he didn't release anything, recording one album called Shaquille O'Neal Presents Super Friends Volume 1, which never released. He dropped one last track called Drop Another Day No. 34, which started a beef with a rapper called Mad Skills. And after that, he never dropped a full rap project again. The year is now 2004, and the Los Angeles Lakers are losing their groove. They lost their first NBA Finals in the Kobe and Shaq era, and while their status was nothing but solidified, Shaq's time in LA was almost up. Around this time, Shaq created a new label with his cousin Money Mark Stevens, a shrewd businessman who he regularly consulted with while he had Twism Records, which went under in 2001. This time, Shaq was looking to be the executive rather than the talent, and was looking for artists to partner with for his label. Now, enter Robert Ross, aka Stutterbox, due to his penchant for stuttering when he gets nervous or excited. He met Shaquille O'Neal at a party in LA in around 2003, and they became good friends. Stutterbox happened to know a lot of people around the music scene in LA. Shaq's new label, looking for new artists, commissioned Stutterbox to go and find new people for him, and he followed through, plus interest it seems. Enough to where Shaq shouted him out in a 2006 remix of his song with a Notorious B.I.G. That's not all he shouted out though. In fact, he had a lot of guys in a set to rap.
Man, Money Marcus Bullet, cousin Kenny is my gat, man. Dog and Box got my back, man. K Slade, Corey Guns, Main Street, Lil Shaq, man.
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire can.
So, who are these guys? And what's Main Street? Well, see, Robert Ross was affiliated with the Main Street Mafia Crips of South Central LA. This is where stuff gets sticky. While I've lived in South Central LA before, I have not had a singular gang interaction. Like, the closest I got, I went to a basketball court alone on the weekend, broad daylight. It's the middle of the day on a weekend, and there's no kids, no one around. I'm wondering what's going on. I see some gang tags, I put it together, and I get up out of there. I turn on the jets. I am not about that life. So I brought in someone who is. Lamonte Deuce M. Sims is an OG coming from the Fruittown Brims, a set of the Bloods in West South Central. He's worked with guys like YG and Ty Dolla $ign before, and featured on the viral Brim anthem, Hit Yo Brimmin'. He's also the owner of the media outlet Active Chucks, where he's interviewed major LA players like Suge Knight, as well as our main men Robert Ross and Money Mark Stevens.
Stutterbox is the nexus to this whole investigation.
In late 2007, Ross formed a relationship with his neighbor Ray J, and was able to bring him onto Shaq and Mark Stevens' label, with the help of Death Row affiliate Cash Jones, aka WACK100. That'll be important later. During the initial negotiations, Robert Ross and Mark Stevens agreed that Ross would make a percentage of royalties based off of whatever music that Ray J and the label put out together. But when they met in New York a few weeks later to finalize the deal, Mark Stevens balked. He gave Ross a $20,000 finder's fee and refused to pay him any royalties.
Now, mind you, Robert Ross is a real fancy, flashy dude. He's driving around Los Angeles at this point in Rolls Royces and Phantoms. He's really heavily and wealthy man. I think he had did a fraud, allegedly.
I remember that part. We going there next and we out of here.
$7-8 million in a fraud scam that he had going on. So he's a street millionaire.
So naturally, Stutterbox wasn't going for it. And neither was Ray J, actually. He refused to sign the deal until Stutterbox got his pay. But the facilitator in New York, Kosh Records.
Y'all see this paperwork right here? This is the paperwork. Mark Steven, Ray J, Ross. We have all of their statements. K Slade, Shaq. We got Shaq's statement to the sheriff. The same sheriff, Detective Paul Fournier and Sheriff Detective Michael Coet. Though they were both on the joint task force also, right? This is the paperwork. Why we don't have WACK paperwork? When he talked to the police, when he talked to the feds twice. Let's get into it though.
We're going to nix the deal if he didn't sign soon. So Stutterbox tells Ray J sign the deal, and
I get my money out of these guys, how I get my money out of them.
The project ended up being a commercial success, topping the charts of Billboard Hip Hop and R&B. The main single was Sexy Can I, which actually had Shaq in the background of the music video.
Is it true that Shaq invested in your music career?
Yeah. He gave us, I think, $1.5 million for Sexy Can I.
Wow.
Money Mark, WACK100, we had another partner, and then Shaq. And we recouped the number back for Shaq in, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months. And everything else has been profitable since.
All the while, Stutterbox was still trying to get his money back. After weeks of constantly requesting money from Mark and Shaq, there was no budging from either guy. So
Robert Ross and Cash Jones come up with a conspiracy to blackmail and extort Shaquille O'Neal and Mark Stevens for the money that Robert Ross felt he was owed for putting together the Ray J deal.
Now hold on, I know that sounds crazy, but hear it out. So Shaq and Stutterbox are good friends at this point, right? Stutterbox even introduced him to other members of the Main Street Crips, including the leader Liddell Rawls, aka Del Dog, remember that, and Kevin Haran, who went by the name of Lil Shaq. Sound familiar?
Dog and Box got my back, man. Main Street, Lil Shaq, man.
So, not only does Shaq rep the Main Street set, but the other people that he mentioned are literally his family. Mark and Kenny,
cousin Kenny is my cat, man.
Are his blood relatives, first cousins. And Corey Guns, this is his godson. But who gets the screen time? Not Kenny or Corey, but Stutterbox.
But him and Shaq was tight, and Shaquille O'Neal, prior to the deal, hung out with him, partied with him, even went to his house where Robert Ross leaves. Shaquille O'Neal had invited his female friend there, had sex with her there, and it was security cam footage when Robert Ross came home where he sees, oh man, he boom boom brought on my couch, you know what I'm saying? Shoved his hands all in her ass and all of this stuff.
So yeah, Stutterbox, Robert Ross, came home to a security cam footage and saw Shaq.
I talked to dog.
Yeah. So anyway, that's leverage. This happened around July 2007, before Shaquille divorced his wife, Shawnee. That's infidelity from a global superstar in the 2000s. TMZ would literally be slobbering. TMZ was going to slobber all over that. So through Cash Jones, WACK100, Ross claimed to have recorded and saved the footage and insinuated that he could sell it to TMZ and make a lot of money. Additionally, get this.
Now, Robert Ross, see, now that's what talking about, that's Wack talking about in the paperwork where he says we added his name in the work.
The 2000s. TMZ would literally be slobbering. TMZ was going to slobber all over that. So through Cash Jones, WACK100, Ross claimed to have recorded and saved the footage and insinuated that he could.
This is Robert Ross's statement to the police where he says he, this is Mark Stevens' statement. So Mark Stevens received a voicemail message from Robert Ross Stutterbox stating, I need to talk to you, man. The big fella, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes. Soon after, Mark Stevens received a call from Cash Jones. Jones told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross's home, and that Ross could take the tape to TMZ and get a lot of money. That's not fake paperwork. That's the investigative report that Detective Colette and Paul Fournier put together during their investigation. Nasty work.
Could sell it to TMZ and make a lot of money. Additionally, get this.
Now, Robert Ross, another story plot twist, seeing that Shaquille O'Neal and Shawnee O'Neal were having a rocky relationship. As the story goes, he allegedly played into be a counselor and it is rumored began to have sex with Shawnee O'Neal. I don't know if that's true or not. Like I said, Robert Ross lies about a lot, but it's been consistent. Even a lot of the police officers in their reports were citing that this allegation might have possibly been true. Shaquille O'Neal hired a private investigator to follow his ex-wife. She follows his ex-wife and brings back footage of Robert Ross and Shawnee O'Neal having brunch together out in, they met halfway and met in Texas or somewhere down south back east.
During this time, apparently Robert Ross told Shawnee O'Neal about the sex tape and even offered to sell it to her. She also said she didn't believe there was a sex tape because he was a liar and he never slept with her.
Hey, wait, real quick.
So anyways.
Real quick. So check this out. Organic Trap. So look, okay, so he behind the music scene. All you gotta do is tell him to put you on with his cousin Money Mark. And when you talk to Money Mark, ask him, could he give you the paperwork? And we're gonna match our paperwork that he gave us with the same paperwork he gave you, right? And then we can go public and compare it so that at least you know that for sure that Wack was lying about us making up this paperwork. Let's go.
So regardless of all of what happened previously, I think we can all agree here that Robert Ross is moving hella shiesty. I mean, he did say he's gonna get it back his way. I mean, he's a street millionaire. What do you expect? But here's where he messed up. He messed with Shaq Diesel. And no, guys, one thing Shaq didn't play about back then was leaks. During Kobe Bryant's deposition in his 2004 Colorado case, he name-dropped Shaq to the people who were interviewing him, claiming that Shaq would not pay his woman to say anything, and that he's already paid up to $1 million for stuff like this. Now, listen, I'm not gonna choose a side for you guys, but the alleged victim, 3 days before she charged Kobe, bragged about being with him to 5 people. She'd apparently tried to get with Eminem, and her friend described her as having a celebrity addiction. At least from Kobe's point of view, this was just infidelity. And when Shaq did it, he married Shawnee in 2002, he made sure to cover his tracks. Now here goes one of his business partners, who, by the way, had a track of criminal activity, and Shaq was claiming to want to reform him, but he'd also been dropping Shaq's name to police officers. So this is the guy who's trying to throw all of that down the drain. Shaq wasn't going. Enter Del Dog, the leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips, and one of the most famous men of South Central LA.
You had to hear about Del Dog. He was like God.
Christened the Street Apostle, Del Dog was the founder of 4 Life Records and the 4 Life Mafia Car Club, the latter of which became the predecessor for an entire car subculture in Japan. He was also tight with Steve Harvey and Ice Cube, both of whom starred in a documentary funded by Shaquille O'Neal. Seen as nearly a biblical figure in his hood, he organized toy and food drives every Thanksgiving, Christmas, and summer, with Shaq even pulling up sometimes though. Additionally, he was a devout follower of Christ in his later years, of which he did his best to spread the good word around his hood. Like one of his members said,
"We was cripping for the street, now we cripping for Christ."
But like every person in power, there are 2 sides to the coin.
He's like a legend in Los Angeles. Some people even call him the king of Los Angeles. If you listen to most people, he was like a ghetto Robin Hood, right? Necessary evils.
Necessary evils.
Lord, I cannot kill all these niggas hating on me, man. That's what I said to God. I said, I cannot kill all these niggas that's hating, man.
2 weeks later, Robert Ross, Stutterbox, was at the Pink Dot in West Hollywood when he encountered some of his old partners from the Main Street Crips. They blocked his car from leaving and told him that Dog wanted to see him. They forced him at gunpoint to drive his Rolls Royce back to South Central LA, where they dropped him off in front of a member's house, where Liddell Rawls, Del Dog, was waiting. Per Ross's account, Dog and some other guys started jumping him, pistol whipping and all of this stuff for about an hour. They then took him to a studio in the back of the house, where they beat him some more, took his diamond necklace, his diamond earrings, Rolex watch, and $15,000 in cash, while saying, Mark and Shaq know who the real boss is now. Del Dog then demanded the tape and $100,000, to which Stutterbox replied, his mom and sister needed to see him soon or else they would get suspicious, but he'd be able to get $60K and the tape in just a few hours. Del Dog then handed him his keys for his house and his car, and let him out. Now, this is where our story gets even juicier. Robert Ross, up to this point, had been working with the police.
He was working with Detective Darren Dupree and Greg Caden, which was a joint task force. They were both LAPD officers, primarily focused on the Tupac and Biggie murder investigation.
Whoa, hold on, huh? Wait, why? Why? Well,
Robert Ross Stutterbox was also a suspect in the unaliving of Biggie Smalls, the notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace. Well, they had informants saying that the police did it and the hitman name was Amir Muhammad. Well, Stutterbox went by the alias. Robert Ross went by the alias.
And to top it all off,
the Main Street Crips are already under federal investigation. I'm talking about home invasions, drug dealings. The FBI, ATF, DEA already has federal wiretaps going on.
Which is why this crime was able to be so fleshed out in the first place. They'd already had wiretaps placed on the Main Street Crips. Man. Listen, we talking about Biggie and Tupac on an NBA channel. Bro, like and subscribe, man. Who's really doing this? Back to box.
He leaves, jumps in his Rolls Royce. He calls his handler, Darren Dupree, and Darren Dupree tells him to walk and report the kidnapping and robbery at the local police station, which he did.
Now, Robert Ross's informant situation and motives are still murky, but what is known is that instead of going home and receiving the tape and the $60,000, he went to the LAPD's 77th Division station, beaten and bloodied, and told the officers about what had just happened. and implicated Liddell Rawls, Shaquille O'Neal, and Mark Stevens. Now, was there any evidence other than hearsay to
we
prove
need
that
a budget
Shaq
to
and
make
Mark
this
Stevens
happen?
put a hit out on
fuck
Robert
Tubi,
Ross?
This a
No,
blockbuster.
not really. But remember the wiretaps. The LAPD found that around the time that Robert Ross was kidnapped, a flurry of calls was exchanged between Mark Stevens and Liddell Rawls. Now, I just finished up The Wire season 1, and bro, when I read that, I said, bro, literally bar for bar, man, I was shocked. So, there's strong evidence that Money Mark called Del Dog to handle Stutterbox, something Greg Kading, the officer that worked with Stutterbox and the handler of the Tupac and Biggie cases, also corroborated.
Shaq's like, man, this clown's trying to extort money from me, blah, blah, blah. He tells Mark. Well, Mark reaches out to Del Dog and says, man, you gotta swear your guy away. Can you deal with Stutterbox? Tell him to knock this shit off. So Del Dog and the Main Street Crips go and they discipline and threaten Stutterbox.
But Ross didn't press charges right away. Sometime after the kidnapping, he was incarcerated again, which led to a delay for almost 3 years. Then, in the summer of 2011, he officially filed a civil complaint accusing Shaq, Mark Stevens, Del Dog, and 7 other Main Street Crip members of kidnapping, assault and battery, and robbery. From there, the case was picked up from all the major news outlets, with bombastic headlines like Shaq Attack and the like. But then, after the preliminary hearing, the case was inexplicably dropped. Why? Well, apparently, Robert Ross perjured himself in court. He lied on the stand. WACK100, his former partner, and in on that first Ray J deal, claims to know why.
To help a certain individual out, I called my attorney, had the attorney put Greg Kading and Mark Stevens together. They put that together to ask Box on stand, if you go pull the paperwork, have you ever been a confidential informant to work for the LAPD, FBI as a known snitch? He lied on the oath and said no. Greg Kading takes a stance, provides a document that this dude is in fact one of our informants, this, that. At that point, the judge looks at it, he perjured himself. Therefore, any allegations or any claims he's bringing on anybody is non and void. They dropped the charges on these 7 Crips and let them go. So in a sense, this power roof freed the Crips.
Now, time for another plot twist. WACK100 was also allegedly an FBI informant at the time, but this time for Death Row Records in regarding the Biggie Smalls case. What's going on, bro? Lamonte, who's actually got beef right now with WACK100, broke it down for me. Buckle up. So, for context, after the death of Biggie Smalls, there were allegations that the LAPD was involved in the murder. And not only that, but they hid their involvement in the preceding trials. Biggie's family then filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the LAPD in the city of LA, demanding over $400 million.
Detective Greg Kading, he helped federalize that Main Street case, but that wasn't his case. He's running the Biggie murder investigation and the Tupac Death Row Suge stuff. So that's his priority. There's a $400 million lawsuit against the LAPD and the city of Los Angeles, which would have bankrupt Greg Kading and Darren Dupree. The task force was created to bring up a different theory that didn't implicate any police officers in participating or assisting in the unaliving of Biggie Smalls, the notorious Big. That's his only focus, to bring up a theory so that they could get off this $400 million lawsuit. If Detective Coet would have spoke up on the stand, or Detective Fournier, they could have asked them about everybody who was on this investigation, including the informant. Informants being confidential source 2 back.
Now, who is CS2 back? Well, according to Lamonte's findings, that is WACK100 Cash Jones, who's listed in the investigations while Del Dog was speaking with Mark Stevens. Through Mark Stevens, who is now Cash Jones's employer at Deja 34 Records thanks to the Ray J deal, he wanted to convey the information that Stutterbox had gone sour. Del Dog declines. The police investigation referred to him as CS2, confidential source 2, and Mark Stevens confirmed his identity later on. The priority being the case of the notorious B.I.G. and Jones's ability to be able to point out the culprit as being Wardell Fouts, aka Poochie, as a plausible story. If the police officers working on the Stutterbox case were to testify, they were liable to exposing Cash Jones's relationship with the police due to him being involved tangentially, and thus rupturing the relationship needed to have a working theory to save the city of LA and the LAPD $400 million. So they left their lower-ranking informant out to dry, and the case was dropped. But hey, that's just a theory, a gang theory. That was poor. That was poor. Thanks for watching. My bad. The LAPD, by the way, had already designated Ross as an undesirable informant due to having a personal vendetta against other gang members and allegedly bragging about paying cops.
Stutterbox is a really interesting character.
See, so that's something I want to talk about real quick, right? One of the reasons that Detective Greg Kading and Darren Dupree outed Stutterbox as one of his snitches is because Stutterbox, knowing that the phone was tapped on a case he lining somebody up on, says, "Oh, you know, I got that crooked cop in my pocket. Yeah, I got him on my payroll." So they hate Stutterbox to the T, right? Because he was exposing that these dirty pigs was taking money from him. You understand what I'm saying? This is what y'all don't understand. These crooked pigs been on the tape. You think they get these niggas on these cases and they just like, oh, fuck it, we gonna do that? No. These are LAPD crash officers that made it to robbery homicide division detectives. Nigga, these niggas came up on the same type of shit Rampart scandal was made up on. So yeah, nigga, they hate Stutterbox and exposed him because he exposed that he had leverage on these pigs, and so they was ready to get his ass up out of there. But let's finish this real quick.
Maybe one of the worst people that I've ever come across so far as how devious he is.
So maybe that was the reason. Whatever the explanation was, the case was dismissed, the members were set free, and Shaq didn't even see the courtroom. Robert Ross, regardless if he had later legal troubles, lives now in a nice house and what seems to be a peaceful life from what I can make out. Liddell Rawls, aka Del Dog, was shot in 2015 after allegedly attempting to mediate a gang dispute. Mark Stevens, I think, is still living in Atlanta, still working with Shaq, not on music anymore. That kind of died out in 2013. And as it turned out, he actually became Stephen A's agent. And Shaq is now an overpaid hater on national television, far from the gangster life that he may have once dabbled in. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
I don't know that Shaquille O'Neal was even aware that a kidnap and robbery was going down. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
We'll probably never know. But damn. And if you see any other stories like this, hit me up on Twitter, man. I want to see some more. I want to cover some more. Like and subscribe if you haven't, because more heat is on the way. Thanks for watching.
So salute to my boy Kip Kane 11. Let me pull that up so y'all can see it. Kip Kane 11. Go subscribe to him. He's a sports YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Very sharp kid out of Kenya. His parents, he was born here, but his parents are from Kenya. You know what I'm saying? He's African descendant, first generation born in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Them rats in the rabbit hole. Yeah, them rats in the rabbit hole. But this is what the team exposed. Salute to Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Salute to Smoked Out TV. Salute to that nigga Yael. Salute to everybody who helps us with researching, pulling up cases, documents, and sending me stuff, even some of y'all, right? On this whole trail we've been on all of this time. But I know y'all wanted something else. So since it was requested, y'all ask, y'all shall receive, man. And then we're going to go up out of here. Let's get into this. Salute to my boy, Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Hey, Alonzo Zoe Scott.
Hey, don't say my name like that, but you know.
Scandalous Los Angeles, man. You the truth, my nigga. I swear to God.
Scandalous TV, Scandalous Los Angeles.
Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles. Scandalous, nigga, Scandalous Los Angeles. I was just waiting till we come in.
Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles TV.
No, you the truth, Scandalous Los Angeles. Hey, you my favorite.
Scandalous don't even know. I was really depressed until he did that shit with, playing with my family.
We'll be exposed. Oh, West Side Crip, nigga.
Shout out to all them dudes, man. Scandalous TV, you know.
I'm gonna give you a shout out, Scandalous TV. This is 600. The best to do it and get away with it. Hey, make sure y'all shout out Scandalous TV. Like, share, and subscribe. See y'all soon. Let's get it.
Scandalous Los Angeles TV, some motherfucking loot.
Great work, Los Angeles Scandalous TV. Great work, Scandalous Los Angeles. Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles TV.
He is the fucking GOAT.
We even got the most scandalous hater in here.
I got you. You did your job, bro. You did 60 diss videos against me. So you got it.
Scandalous Los Angeles TV.
Expose these nice ass niggas that think they somebody's. Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles, man. We finna jump into this content without no further ado or don'ts, man. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up? We live for all the out there. What's up? Y'all want to be famous? Here you go.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Looks like the bully from Baltimore caught CS2 back slipping like a bad transmission again. For some reason, Porky can't seem to get his chunky ass off the ropes. His chicken shit team of rainbow rat exposers have been completely broken and dismantled, leaving Porky with no one to shield him from the continuous assault being launched against him. The other day, Reggie Wright let all of us know that only 2 people's names were changed in Greg Kading's entire movie. The 2 people whose names were changed was Stutterbox and good old-fashioned CS2 back. He also made sure to let us know that even his real name, Reggie Wright, was not changed in the movie. So the bully from Baltimore went on Clubhouse and asked Porky, "Why is Reggie implying that you're a rat?" And that's when all the lies began.
Hey, Wack, what's up? Reggie implying you're a rat.
Oh, he got another dude.
Uh-oh. That's a solid question. It's a solid question.
You're damn right it's a solid question. It's the kind of question we can't get shit out of Luck Chuck to ask him.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm convinced B-Mo be following me.
I heard the nigga Reggie White was talking to Deuce Sims, and he said he had to ask around. He said he had to ask around about you being a rat because they only changed 2 names in that video, in the movie.
Play the content.
Okay, let me just tell you this. Just notice. I won't say it again. There's only 2 people's names will change. Reggie Wright name wouldn't change.
They said they changed your name and they changed Stutterbox's name. You know what movie I'm talking about?
In the movie, I'm just a truck driver that got pulled over.
I want you guys to always notice the way CS2 back plays dumb when his back's against the ropes. CS2 back knows all about what Reggie said. Reggie already told us that Wack sent him a text message asking him, "Is this how we're doing each other now?"
So when Wack calls you about the video Scandalous put out, what did he say to you? No, he ain't called me yet. He just like, this how we doing it now? Or something like that, but you know, that's all. Oh. Wait, he texted you that, or he just? Yeah, he just texted me. You know, he just wants. Is that how you doing? Is that how we doing each other now? Yeah. I didn't know what he was talking about till my boy Bob Gotti said that to me.
Now that you guys know that CS2 back is well aware what Reggie said, let's listen to him play stupid and watch the way he answers questions with confused questions of his own, which is a typical move of Porky's when he finds himself trapped in a corner.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't understand it either.
They don't even call a name. They don't even call the truck driver name.
Alonzo Zoe Scott. Alonzo Zoe Scott. Alonzo Zoe Scott.
No, they changed 2 names. They only changed the names of the niggas who read it. They changed Stutterbox's name and they changed your name.
But look, how you know if their names or they?
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro?
Porky knows exactly what the Baltimore bully is talking about. Porky is the one who told us he was in this movie. You're gonna hear him admit in this audio that he's watched this movie hundreds of times. He knows exactly where he's being spoken of and when he's being portrayed. The oblivious act that he's putting on right now is clearly an admission of guilt.
Reggie White said it.
I'm not a character in the movie, nigga. I'm
Reggie White getting that clout, that clickbait.
Yeah, but
Reggie White said he had to start asking around because when he seen the movie, they only changed 2 names. Your name and Stutterbox's name.
Okay, so what was the truck driver's name in the movie?
What's this truck driver's name? What's this truck driver's name? What's this truck driver's name?
What's this truck driver's name? What's this truck driver's name?
Alonzo Zoe Scott. Alonzo Zoe Scott. Alonzo Zoe Scott. Criminal history is minor, but he has been linked to the Bloods, which arguably links him to Suge.
There's nothing. I forget what they changed it to. I never heard him ask his name. They pulled him up. He had about a 30-second roll.
No. Let's get on, man. Hey, look.
Look in the beginning. He don't even know. Hey, bro. He ain't from L.A. He don't know everybody who told on that shit. He's stupid.
I'm telling you what the nigga Reggie said. He from L.A. I'm not.
Reggie is never going to insinuate that. You're lying.
Come on, you ain't heard that? It's been all over the internet. You been paying attention?
Cat, it's in the chat. This speedy shit.
Okay, I'm gonna
A nigga don't want to talk about that. That's what make it suspicious. It make it suspicious when you don't want to talk about this shit.
Bro, the truck driver in the movie didn't have a name. He just got pulled over for 30 seconds.
All of us should be used to Porky's tactics at this point. Why does Porky insist that the truck driver didn't have a name in the movie? Remember when him and Beast were on Clubhouse screaming at Brick, saying his name Wack was not in the paperwork? When we all know that in the last paragraph of the paperwork, it says the Wack boy. Now he's lying, saying the truck driver in the movie didn't have a name. This shows you that CS2 Back really is CS2 Back, and Greg Kading went out of his way to protect him. Now you guys understand why Greg Kading spoke so highly of Porky in his book.
The Murderbot character was a real character, acted and interacted.
He had a name. He had a name.
Okay, then go get it.
If you watch the movie, the nigga said,
I've seen the movie a million times. I've seen the movie a million times. I've seen the movie a million times. If you go look at the book,
Reggie said you're the truck driver that they're talking about.
If you go read the book, dummy.
I hope you guys notice the way CS2 Back is trying to steer us clear away from the movie and direct us to Greg's book. He was the one who told us that he was the truck driver in the movie. For some reason, he doesn't want to talk about the movie anymore. It's all about the book now. Remember when Wack started getting ahead of himself, thinking that he was bigger than the guy who put him on?
And I told him, he ran, started laughing. He's like, wait, man, I'm just trying to help him. I said, well, bro, what you mean you trying to help him? You the one lined the nigga up. You know this Rez don't fuck with me, as he know I know. You know?
He's saying that Reg is the one that lined Suge up. He lined him up because he sent Wack to go talk to Greg and Darren Dupree and give them Poochie. Nasty work.
You know what I'm saying? He bagged up. You know what I'm saying? He don't try to do too much defending. But if he get too much defending, then he want to defend himself.
He said Reggie was going to have to defend himself. Well, it looks like it's time for Porky to start defending his own self. All thanks to Reggie.
My name, my face.
I don't give a fuck about
everything.
The book. I'm talking about what your boy Reggie
said. The book is about the movie, dummy. What you talking about? The book is
you
the
dummy because you hanging with a nigga who calling you a rat. Reggie calling you a rat.
Reggie never will call me a rat, dummy.
Reggie said they only changed two people's names. Yours and Stutter. Why would they change? Why would they change your name?
Play the content.
Hey,
I'm asking you.
Hey, look, you know
play
when
the content.
No, when you accuse somebody of that, you really got
stupid ass.
I'm not accusing them. Pay attention. Reggie is. Pay attention. You gotta pay attention.
Never say nothing like that.
Y'all niggas be missing
the man that he said it about.
Yeah.
Reggie would never say no shit.
You asking the man
what you talking about, bro?
Y'all
watched the nigga tail for 9 months.
Play the content.
Play the content, bro. Play the content.
The last time you co-signed Reggie. So I'm wondering why would Reggie lie on you like that?
Play the content. Word. We want to hear that.
I don't play content. I'm not the only person in the room who know about this. Come on.
This nigga on the app all week. Like a Baltimore nigga telling me about what happened over here.
You can't just ask a question and not have no reason.
T-Dog, there go the movie right
shout
there.
out to the Baltimore Bully for another flawless victory. You punched up CS2 Back, Mayweather style, for the entire duration of the fight. You from Baltimore, though. You were supposed to slide this nigga, Tank Davis style. He had his chin out there begging for you to take him out of his misery. Every time he asked you to play the content, He was begging you to put him to sleep. Next time you get Fatback trapped in that corner, please have the content ready so you can knock his fat ass out. You see the way all his clubhouse minions act like they had no clue that Reggie exposed Porky. They work harder to protect CS2 back than Greg Kading himself, so you can't give him no wiggle room.
Now it's just
Did
like,
you not hear what I said? Did you
heard what
hear
you
what I
said,
said?
but let me land, bro. Let me land, bro.
Reggie Wright
But
said,
look, let me land, bro. I heard you said you heard it from somebody. But if you heard it, that means you have access to hearing it again, bro. But by you saying that you don't, but by you saying that you're not going
if my word not good enough, you can go look it up yourself. I never lie.
Okay,
But
so
by you not being able to provide that, bro, you should have never even brought it
If you
up.
don't believe me, just Google it. It's been all over the internet. I don't know how y'all niggas missed it.
Hey, Cat.
I don't know how y'all niggas missed it.
Hey, Cat.
But we can hear it right now.
Yeah, play the content.
So play it, nigga. Like, all you got.
Nigga, I don't know where it's at.
Hey, Wack, you be playing like you ain't seen nothing, man.
I don't, nigga. I don't know what you talking about.
You need to
Dummy.
talk to your boy Reggie then. You ain't that plugged in.
I don't have to talk to Reggie. That's my friend. I don't got to question my friend.
WACK100. Oh, yeah. You talking that free KPD stuff? This may what break me and WACK100 up. That's being homies.
My friend.
This the thing, though. Look,
Okay, what about that other cop? What about the other cop that said you lied about the FBI owing you a favor?
Why you couldn't tell
What's the
us
other
what
cop
you
that you
heard
brought
and
on here?
said, though? Tell us what you heard all this.
That nigga said you lied about the FBI owing you a favor. You ain't do none of that shit.
I never said that.
You just
I never said the FBI owed me a favor, bro. Oh my God. Hey, Wack, cut it out, though. Slow
Cut it
down.
out, yo.
Okay, slow down.
Are you saying
First
you
of all,
never
hey, bro,
said the FBI owed you a favor and you called it in for the Main Street?
I never said the FBI owed me. So why? Because the FBI was never on me.
CS2 back said the FBI was never on him.
Hey, remember earlier when I showed that he was talking about calling Greg Kading a Fed and all of that other stuff, and talking about he seen the Fed operatives and that Greg Kading was a deputized federal agent. This is nasty work, nigga. Nigga, you owe favor by the Feds. I never said Fed. Let's run that back real quick. Just a little farther back. I gotta take the dogs to go use the bathroom.
And you called it in for the Main Street.
I never said the FBI owed me. So why? Because the FBI was never on me.
CS2 back said the FBI was never on him. But all of us know that CS2 back did say that Stutterbox brought an FBI agent to him that was asking him about kilos of cocaine. CS2 back knows exactly what the Baltimore bully is referring to. But CS2 back doesn't want to answer the question about Greg Kading calling him a liar. So he's looking for any and every way possible to wiggle out of answering it.
That was LAPD.
So why did you go talk to the FBI and you seen them? You seen the girl in FBI jackets. You said this.
Because
Come on,
if
you gotta
okay,
pay
let me break it
attention to
down.
what you say.
Let me break it down. Yo, Cat, he talking about box when he had that shit going on, right? Nigga, LAPD.
No, that's not what he's talking about. But this is the way Porky spins the convo somewhere else, to evade a question he doesn't want to answer. The question was, what's up with the cop who said Porky was lying? Notice the way Porky did the dash away from that question.
LAPD was working in conjunction with the feds on the Biggie Smalls case, right?
Right.
LAPD is what raided my home, not FBI. But their office, slow down, their office, because they were working in conjunction, the LAPD Special Task Force unit was in the federal building. It was not the FBI, it was LAPD.
And you said the FBI owed you a favor for raiding your house, right?
Let him land real quick, bro.
Damn, bro. When I had to go down there to get my that they took from my home, my attorney, right? Their office, even if you watch the movie shows you that the FBI gave them an office in their building. LAPD special units. They're not FBI. They were just operating out of their building down on Wilshire. So I had to go get that's the building I had to go to.
What movie?
FBI. The FBI has never, ever had an interest in me, ever. I've never had FBI contact in my life.
I'm just going off of when you said the FBI owed you a favor. You
No, I
called
never
your lawyer.
said, okay, get the content.
You called your
I got
lawyer
$1,000 if you go get that.
You always try to overtalk me.
You heard him say that on the
Go get the content.
Hey, Wack,
you know what you said.
Hey,
Go
bro,
get
if
the
you ain't got
content.
no content, bro,
This nigga wants
I
to
never said
I'm a grown man, yo. I don't need content. My word is
I have never had interaction with the FBI in my life.
Word for it, bro. If you ain't got the content, then you wasting time.
What I'm saying is I don't have to prove content. All you got to do is
if you accuse a man of something, bro, you got to come with some evidence. Anybody
This
nigga ain't got nothing he say he heard.
Yeah, but nigga, look, it's Wack. It sounds like he listened to a whole lot of vlogs and shit like that.
That's what he listened to.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
nigga's
he
from
came to
Baltimore.
argue, bro. He be following that man around.
He follow me around all day. It's weird. Like, damn, nigga, you from Baltimore. See, he don't know, Cat, that we all watched a nigga for 9 months take the stand on his homies.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with one nigga. Nigga ain't no other hood but that hood, nigga.
Exactly.
Now, what he don't know, right, is if he hot, right, Cat, and he's calling you, yes, they're going to say he called this individual. His line is hot. Your line ain't. You just a nigga that he calling.
Yeah.
So when these niggas see,
look, everybody he called is
everybody, this stupid, dumbass idiot. In 6 months, they send you a paper in the mail that say you was whoop-de-whoop due to that. Like,
Yeah.
what you talking about?
Trust me, look, you know, nigga, we done been through certain situations. Look,
But
you know,
nah,
to
he's
where,
a square nigga from Baltimore. Don't he like, nigga, we watch this case. Nigga, every nigga watches a nigga for 9 months take the stand on all his homies. What
And I got some solid niggas from Baltimore though, man.
Share this shit.
Yeah, but this nigga ain't one of
Make
them
sure this go
niggas.
viral.
This nigga's and then he just talks. I'll be like, okay, where the content play?
Yeah, he didn't put that in chat, did he?
He don't want to play it. He ain't got it. Bro, if he heard that, he's gonna copy and paste that and have it right in his little play it. You can't tell me about me. I have never in life been under indictment, questioning, cuffs, nothing with the feds in life, dummy. Why don't you go question your friend? Because that's my friend. I know he ain't gonna say that. What you talking about? He's from here. We all watched the nigga tail for 9 months straight. All of us, every nigga down here. You will never see me in nobody's paperwork being cuffed, arrested, charged, arraigned, nothing. Niggas mad at me because a nigga with a hot phone called me. I can't control that nigga.
And just for the record, that's Cap also. A nigga with a hot phone called him. No, you bitch ass nigga. The wiretap shows and Greg Caden confirmed, nigga, that you called Mark Stevens trying to get in contact with Del Dog to tell them Box went bad. You called, nigga, with a hot phone after they already raided your house because you was trying to line Del Dog and Mark Stevens up on the motherfucking phone, nigga. Same way you just lined Loose Cannon and Dale the long tail rat up and lined Big U up by putting them on the phone. Informants. Let's go, man.
They raided your house. Why didn't they find? The nigga said they raided your house. Why didn't they find that? What are you talking about, bro? Your wife had a legal gun in there. Okay. You're an ex-convict. Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with having legal weapons around.
Yeah, but Cat, you know I'm a little smarter than that. Cat,
even if you're an ex-convict, right? As long as you're not on parole.
Cat, listen to me. You missing the point. I ain't had California ID since 2003, bro.
Man.
That's a home like many others I own in
As a
California.
fella, you should not be around any firearms.
Exactly. So you can't put me living in the home.
Even if it's on possession of somebody else's possession.
You can't. But Cat, you missing the point. You missing the point, Cat.
Everybody don't get that, bro.
Cat, you missing the point. You can't put me and living in no home in the state of California because I'm not a resident of the state of California.
Yeah, I ain't even got no California
I'm
ID.
not stupid. All right. Listen, my diesel at the time, guess what kind of place it had on it? Oklahoma. Guess what my license was then and even today? Oklahoma. So whatever you find in that California home that's legal and registered to the woman who all the utility is and that's who's staying at home, that's that woman.
And I don't receive no mail there.
Nothing.
Hey, let's expose that real quick. As long as that house is registered in that woman name, he trying to snitch on Kim. But what's crazy is we got the deed. Let's play this out. I'm gonna show
Oklahoma. Guess what my license was then and even today? Oklahoma. So whatever you find in that California home that's legal and registered to the woman who all the utility is and that's who's staying at home, that's that woman.
And I don't receive no mail there.
Nothing.
You understand me? Yeah.
It's like you niggas, these niggas is slow. They don't even get it.
Yeah, I think that's what my nigga B was trying to tell him, man. He wouldn't let B land.
Play the content, niggas. Man, let me tell you something. Any nigga got any content on me, they're gonna play it. They've been praying for my downfall. I beat my chest and talk the shit I talk because I know I'm clean. Nigga, play it. What you wait? Play it. What you waiting on? Nobody's gonna wait to play nothing on me, bro. Nobody. Your friend Reggie? Yeah, that's my friend. I talk to him every day. Why did he play it? I don't think
Who's Reggie? You talking about the security guard nigga?
He talking about Reggie Wright. Yeah, Reggie ain't.
Oh, yeah.
You know how much shit I do for Reggie today? Reggie ain't for the fix his about to say nothing crazy about me.
Yep. So I guess y'all done found how Reggie Wright played chess and not checkers, huh? Well, I had to teach my boy WACK100 a little lesson.
And they don't know Reggie really trying to get his bag because now he internet famous, low key.
Man, I do business with Reggie's wife and everything else, bro. Who do you think expunged my record? His wife. That's what she does.
I found a thing where it said that Reggie White said that let me see what it said. I'm gonna go back to
play
YouTube.
it because the clickbait.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know how to.
You gotta play it.
So I put the link in the chat. I did. I copied and pasted it and put it in the chat. It say Reggie White said he believed that WACK100 was an informant. That was the title.
Bro, Reggie, bro, that's Duke, bro.
And they talk every other day.
That's Duke filled with clickbait, bro.
I don't.
Man,
I didn't
that's
say.
every
I don't know.
When you click the video, he pop up. He the first.
Okay, let me just tell you this. Just notice. I won't say it again. There's only two people names will change. Reggie Wright name wouldn't change. Hey, what's on the phone? What up? What's going on with you guys? Oh man, I got one question. I see the link for your live this week. I'm not even tripping off that. I didn't ask me to. No, you said in next week, and that was last week. Wait a minute. What lie? I thought you got it, shit. I thought you put it up. I heard something you put up yesterday. You probably got Wack all mad at me and shit. You probably got Wack all mad at me and shit. You probably got Wack all mad at me and shit.
Not that's dude.
But then again, you know how the feds work.
Hey, look, man, we've been in here already. I'm getting hungry. Is y'all gonna hit that like button? If y'all hit that like button, we can keep cooking because I got something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We can keep cooking, right? Because my boy Scandalous, he wore their ass out with that Alonzo Zo Scott. Alonzo Zo Scott. Hold on, we finna get to that. Hold on. Let's get to that real quick, man. Hit that like button, man. Y'all want to keep going? Active Chucks. Did y'all clip that I am CS2 back? Man, you know we already got that, nigga. I think Scandalous already put it on the video. They said keep cooking. All right, I'm gonna keep cooking, man. Let's get back to this Alonzo Zoe Scott. WACK100 forced to kiss the ring of Reggie Wright Jr. No, this is nasty work. You got Veggie wrong. This is nasty work. Let's go.
Angeles TV. Y'all need to go check that shit out because that nigga be dissecting shit.
These scandalous Los Angeles, man. You the truth, my nigga. I swear to God.
Scandalous TV, Scandalous Los Angeles.
Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles. Scandalous nigga, Scandalous Los Angeles. I just waited till we come in.
Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles TV.
No, you the truth, Scandalous Los Angeles. You my favorite.
Scandalous don't even know. I was really depressed until he did that shit with, playing with my family.
We'll be exposures. Oh, West Side Crip, nigga.
Shout out to all them dudes, man. Scandalous TV, you know. I'm gonna give you a shout out, Scandalous TV. This is 600. The best to do it and get away with it. Hey, make sure y'all shout out Scandalous TV. Like, share, and subscribe. See y'all soon. Let's get it.
Scandalous Los Angeles TV, some motherfucking loot.
Great work, Los Angeles Scandalous TV. Great work, Scandalous Los Angeles. Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles TV. He is the fucking GOAT.
We even got the most scandalous hater in here.
I got you. You did your job, bro. You did 60 diss videos against me.
Yeah.
So you got it.
Scandalous Los Angeles TV.
Expose these nice ass niggas that think they somebody's. Shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles, man. We finna jump into this content without no further do's or don'ts, man. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up? We live for all the out there. What's up? Y'all want to be famous? Here you go.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. CS2 back wants us to forget y'all. He wants us to forget the fact that he was forced to bow it down and kiss the ring of Reggie Wright. Reggie just told the world that CS2 back and Stutterbox were the only ones whose names were changed in Greg Kading's movie.
Because he changed it in the movie, he told you that the movie was just the Hollywood effect. They do what they do to sell what you call it. Okay, let me just tell you this. Just notice. I won't say it again. There's only 2 people's names will change. Reggie Wright name wouldn't change.
Right. He also told us that after he saw that, he began to believe that Porky was an informant. Reggie felt so strongly about Porky being a rat, he went to Greg Kading himself and asked if CS2 back ever worked as an informant for him. This was CS2 back's worst nightmare. In this episode, you're gonna hear CS2 back speak to Reggie, as if Reggie didn't just line him up. You're also gonna hear him play stupid and act as if he's completely clueless, having no idea what's going on, which is just another admission of guilt.
Yo, man, pick up, share the room.
They working the shit out of me. I was calling on some Drake shit. Yo, fucking.
We already got that big.
So this audio is from a Clubhouse room the other day. CS2 back told Reggie to meet him on Clubhouse so they could speak about Reggie telling us that his name was changed in the movie. Reggie was on Clubhouse waiting for CS2 back to show up for about 30 to 45 minutes before stepping away from his phone. Porky had Reggie waiting because he was on DJ Academics' show doing an interview at the exact same time he told Reggie to be on Clubhouse. So when CS2 back finally showed up on Clubhouse, Reggie had stepped away for a second. So you're getting ready to hear CS2 back speaking to Reggie, even though Reggie isn't on the phone.
Yo, fucking Reggie, I see you been on the phone with the Bozo team, Reggie, right? And I warned your ass that when you talk to them people, them niggas will get to add it in, they're doing all kind of weird shit on you. Is the flow quiet or is it just me?
No, we here.
All right. Yo, Reg, I warned you. I know you be trying to help people, but I warned you, right? So now they got the clip floating around and you talking about they changed Wack name in the movie, right? Now, if you talking about, what's that shit called? Unlocked or whatever? or whatever, right? I never had a character. I was just, they had me as a truck driver in the trailer where they were searching the trailer. So what was the truck driver's name? I don't understand.
What's this truck driver's name? 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 What's this truck driver's name?
Alonzo Zoe Scott. Alonzo Zoe Scott. Alonzo Zoe Scott. Criminal history is minor, but he has been linked to the Bloods, which arguably links him to Suge.
What does that mean? Like,
do you guys see what I mean when I said you're gonna hear Porky play stupid in this video? As if he has no clue what's going on. He said he's watched Greg Kading's movie hundreds of times. He even told Greg Kading that he watches the movie like once a month.
And he breaks down that I would have been identified as a target, not a CI, a CS, or none of that. And my name would have been simply Cass Jones, not whoever this back dude is. So I don't want to hold you, Greg. Hey, Reg, I appreciate you for putting that string.
Also, Unsolved as well is where the main information come at in the TV show Unsolved, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I know you can find it on Netflix. I watch at least once a month.
How does Porky watch a movie once a month and forget that his name was changed to Alonzo Zoe Scott? This shows you that Reggie just checkmated Porky, and Porky has no get back for it. There's nothing he can say or do to wiggle out of it, so he just acts like he doesn't know what's going on. CS2 back heard exactly what Reggie said, and he knows exactly what Reggie was implying when he told us that his name was changed in the movie. How come Porky isn't mad about that? Instead, he decided to invite Reggie on Clubhouse to have a friendly conversation, even though Reggie just let us all know that he was an informant. Looks like CS2 back was forced to bow it on down and kiss the ring of Reggie Wright. I told you guys, Reggie was gonna get Porky before it was all said and done.
Yo, is he in there? What happened?
Yeah, we can't hear you, Red.
You're not here.
I don't even see his mic. Hey, his shit ain't even.
He just went on mute and then came off mute.
You probably got to leave and come back, Red.
Oh, yeah, he got to leave and come back. I should be doing that. Name, I don't understand. What does that mean? Like, yo, is he in there? What happened?
Yeah, we can't hear you, Red.
You're not here.
I don't even see his mic. Hey, his shit ain't even.
He just went on mute and then came off mute.
You probably got to leave and come back, Red.
Oh, yeah, he got to leave and come back. I should be doing that. Yeah, you got to leave and come back.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's still messed up.
Ain't even lighting up.
Yeah, shit ain't lighting up. Yeah, the Clubhouse been tripping lately. Clubhouse been tripping. Cause this shit ain't even lighting up. When y'all say Scruncher in here, y'all bring him up.
I'm down here at the goo right now. I don't see him.
Damn, it's been working this whole time.
Yeah, this shit ain't even lighting up.
I'm gonna fast forward from here, because they spend about 15 minutes talking about Reggie not being in the room. When Reggie comes on, him and Porky don't actually get to hash it out, because Reggie had another individual with him, who also had an issue with Porky, which Reggie felt was more important to square away first.
Hello? What?
Yeah. Huh?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, what's up, y'all?
So
I heard y'all.
I told you about talking to these weirdos.
I know. They got
See,
me.
this is the internet game, right?
Hey, Wack, right quick. Just holler at Scruncho right quick, because we gotta go, and then you can get on me, because I know I fucked up.
Scruncho can't come in here for 2 minutes. He gotta really come in here. Like,
oh, he ready to come. I just didn't want to cut. I know me and you gotta talk, because we gotta clear this shit up.
On stage, you got a mic you got a line through your mic in the bottom right corner. You're gonna hit that, and that's how you come off the mic.
Okay, could you hear me now?
There you go.
What up, Scruncho?
So Reggie brings Scruncho to Clubhouse with him, and now him and CS2 back have about a 30-minute discussion. When the discussion is over, instead of CS2 back speaking to Reggie and clearing their situation up, he leaves Clubhouse without a word or trace.
Yeah. Well, Scruncho, we was just talking about you. I was over here talking. I said, let me call my boy Scruncho. They wanted to hear the story about TK Kirkland. And then I said, let's see what Scruncho will pick up. And you picked up for us. So I appreciate you, man, coming through for us over here. Yeah. I know you and Wack probably want to do a longer segment one day over here.
Nah, man, anytime y'all fuck with me, man, cause, I don't really do all the social media shit that much. I'm gonna knock out a couple of these movies, these projects, and then, when I do my social medias, a nigga ain't based around. Because right now, the only thing really popping is, that goofy shit. So, you got me locked in, Red. You already know it. We already got, you already know what's happening with the fire, homie, because, we 90 days from the house. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Then we gonna be well funded, so don't trip.
Appreciate you, Scrunch.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you and tell you what's happening on that tomorrow, though.
Okay, cool.
All right, tell back. I said, I'm out.
All right, appreciate you, Scrunch.
My nigga, say less.
Yep. So, I guess. So I heard what Wack had told me, what Wack was talking to me about, getting on the phone calls with people, and so yeah. I guess, yeah. I guess when Wack come back, we can finish up, and then I'll get off there and let y'all take back over your show.
Appreciate you, Reg. Appreciate you, man. Hey,
So there you have it. CS2 back invited Reggie to Clubhouse for absolutely nothing. And as you can see, Porky didn't refute anything. Isn't that odd to you guys? Reggie insinuated that Porky was a rat, and Porky has absolutely no problem with it.
Hey, yo. We're finna get up out of here, man, but before we do, I want y'all to listen to that. Y'all hoes for that, my brother, Dose Reality TV, and then y'all gonna take us out. So I hope everybody hit that like button. If y'all haven't seen this, go follow A Dose of Reality TV. You should be able to see it right now. A Dose of Reality TV. So y'all go ahead and hit that. Let's get into this song, man. Wait, Papa. Come here, Big Papa.
I talked to dog. And I think, wait. And I think Mark tried to set the three-way up.
10-4,
You all hoes for that. 600 a hoe. Wack is a hoe. Reggie is a hoe. You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that. This the story of a plan at death row since way back. Reggie Wright put his spawn, so you know Wack's a rat. 2006 and 2 sad was the murders act. Who's Wack's brother? 2025, still no get back. So Bobby Jones gets the rental, him and Cash is in the Cadillac. Speeding through Real Texas, got cracked with 3 straps. Transferred to Beamore, Texas, on Fed hold, this all facts. This is when Wack first told that rat, is a hoe for that. Reggie Ash was not to trust, he could get him off the gas. Introduced him to Deep Pre, the plebe of CS2 back. Caught on a way with money muck, though dog could smell a rat. From afar says WACK100 sour, tried to get him on the jack. The dog ain't go for that, Wack's a hoe for that. You ho-ho's that 600 a hoe, Wack is a hoe, Reggie is a hoe. You ho-ho's that. You all hoes for that.
A dose of reality TV.
This is Damu Kiwe Conversations.
600 the police. I'm CS2 back. I'm not tripping that because CS2 back is working out for me financially on the legal side. I'm not tripping.
It's the story of a blunt, a dead round since way back. Reggie Wright Jr is born, so you know Wack's a rat. 2006 in Tulsa was the murder sack. Wack's brother 2025, still no get back. So Bobby Jones gets the rental, him and Cash is in the Cadillac. Speeding through Wheeler, Texas, got cracked with 3 straps. Spraying friends to Beamore, Texas, on Fed hold, this all facts. This is when Wack first told that rat, is a hoe for that. Reggie Ash was not to trust, he can get him off the gas. Introduced him to Dupree, the brother CS2 back. Caught on a wallet with money muck, till dog could smell a rat. From afar says WACK100 sour, tried to get him on the jack. Till dog ain't go for that, Wack's a hoe for that. You all hoes for that. 600 a hoe, Wack is a hoe, Reggie is a hoe. You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that. You all hoes for that.
This is Damu Kiwe Conversations.
You all hoes for that.
A dose of reality TV.
I talked to dog. And I think, wait. And I think Mark tried to set the 3-way up.
10-4,
Hey, what y'all think about that song? The song catchy as fuck. Have you singing at random and inappropriate times? Salute, Drew V. Hey, y'all go run that song up, man. Share it to everybody. That's you all hoes for that. You know what I'm saying? The team, we put that together. And it tells the story of CS2 back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nina said she was just driving, humming that rat in it though. Fire, the song hard as fuck though. Hey, good looking, man. We really appreciate it. Yeah, take us out, my nigga. Let them know where they at.
Man, you already know, Deuce, man, my brother, man. Appreciate it. And look, y'all done sat through 3.5 hours of great, edified content. Listen, man, if you was on YouTube live, we appreciate it. Oh, look, and if you were on the Clubhouse right now, man, appreciate you guys for sharing the 3 times in the hallway, we can get our sign, man. We appreciate that, man. Salute to everybody that was on Clubhouse, and salute to everybody on YouTube Live, man. Remember, if you was a friend that tapped in to Total Friend, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this content. Get these facts out here, man. You sat through 3.5 hours, man. The Deuce M's, the Don. Yael, the Kiwe pop star.
We out.